Under the big sky of Montana, this isn't just a game. It's the showdown of the season between the Grizzlies and the Bobcats. A tradition that dates back more than a century and continues today. For the Cats, each win this season makes history. One more against their rival, and it's perfection. The Griz have different ideas, hungry to smash records, crush dreams, and claim the ultimate bragging rights. This isn't just football. It's a war of wills and a battle for glory. It's time for the Treasure State to take sides. The 123rd Brawl of the Wild starts now on Scripps Sports Saturday Showdown.
In the ever-changing landscape of college football, many rivalries have lost their luster. But here in the beauty of the Treasure State, it just makes this rivalry even more special. They've been battling since 1897, and since then, fans from Bozeman and Missoula have looked for bragging rights for the next 364 days, as today, number 9 Montana invades the Gallatin Valley, taking on number 2 Montana State, who looks for an outright Big Sky title. And in this 123rd edition of the Brawl of the Wild, it's a showdown of 2 of the Big Sky's best leading their programs, Brent Vigen and Bobby Houck. Definitely know the intensity of this rivalry as we welcome you high above Bobcat Stadium, everyone, alongside the former Montana State and Montana defensive coordinator Ty Gregorak, as well as the former UM quarterback and Hall of Famer Marty Morningwig. I'm Ben Creighton. Grace Lawrence and Kyle Hansen will also join us down from the field coming up shortly. Ty, I'll begin with you. You've coached in so many of these games, so you definitely know how crucial it is for the home team to come out and land the first punch against the visitors, because the story has been the last 4 meetings, it's been the home team who has won in blowout fashion.
No question, Ben, and both coaches, Coach Vigen and Coach Houck, both said it this week in terms of seizing that early momentum for the Cats, getting that home crowd juiced, and the buzz has been going now for multiple days, getting them involved early, and then for Coach Houck and his Grizzlies, silencing that crowd in early. As you can see, 30 points over the last 4 games, crazy decisive victories for the winning teams.
And Marty, it's been a revolving topic of conversation dating back to fall camp, the 2 QB system for the Griz, but it was Logan Fife in that second half who gave the Griz a spark in that win over Portland State.
Logan Fife has an edge to him after last week's ball game, where he entered the ball game and led the Grizzlies to 4 consecutive touchdown drives. The key here will be if Logan, right there, if he can keep his edge throughout the entire game and play at that high championship level.
And Ty, we know how special this game is to kids throughout the Treasure State. You got so many in the blue and gold as well as the maroon and silver playing today.
You grew up in the state of Montana, you do not have pro sports, you do not have FBS programs. 96 Montanans representing both schools from 30 different communities. It's awesome, it's what you live for, man.
And one of those kids from right here in the state of Montana, Tommy Malott, continues to put the Bobcats on his back, making big play after big play this season.
The soon-to-be Walter Payton Award finalist has had an unbelievable senior campaign, man. His quarterbacking skills have only improved. When he gets on the perimeter, there's not too many defenders in this league that can stop him. He's only got 1 interception on the year, only a handful his entire career. The kid is flat special. He will be remembered for a long, long time in not just Montana State history, but the Big Sky.
And Marty, defensively, the Griz will try to find ways to slow Malott in the top offense in the nation down today, and that includes Jace Kluswich, who leads the Big Sky in interceptions.
The rancher, Jace Kluswich, who's also leading the Big Sky in interceptions right there in the front corner of the end zone. When Jace is healthy, available, and playing, less bad things happen in Montana's secondary. More good things happen, like interceptions right there.
Again, such a big rivalry every single year as we say hello to Grace Lawrence for the first time today. Hey, Grace.
Hi, Ben. Yeah, the Bobcats have been waiting all year for this game. According to senior two-time walks by the empty podium in the Bobcat Athletic Center every day since last year's Cat Griz, and that's motivated him all year long. Also on the line today for the Bobcats, a 12-0 record for the first time ever in regular season history. Now over to Kyle.
Hey guys, we're so happy to be here. This environment is unbelievable here at Bobcat Stadium right now as we get set for the 123rd Brawl of the Wild. And as Ty and Ben and Marty mentioned right off the top, the Grizzlies looking for their first win here in Bozeman since 2015. And the road teams haven't done this since 2018 when the Bobcats did it in Missoula. It's going to be a tall task with Montana State, obviously a national championship contender. Let's send it back upstairs and get this one rolling, guys.
Yeah, no question about it, Kyle. Montana, the last time they've won on the road in this rivalry game, you got to go all the way back to 2015, almost a decade ago. Like Ty mentioned, so many kids from the state of Montana. This is their Super Bowl. You got to absolutely love it. The best rivalry game, arguably in the college football landscape, is underway here at Bobcat Stadium as Montana State will start from the 25-yard line as they'll get the ball after Montana deferred on the coin toss. So, Ty, we just mentioned Tommy Millott a second ago. I mean, just the progression that he has continued to improve throughout this season. He's been absolutely fantastic, but you got two quarterbacks today. Logan Fife, not as much of a runner as Tommy Millott, but we'll see two QBs who can really make plays today.
No, they got a different skill set, Ben, but look at those comparables. I mean, they're pretty close, man. I mean, it really is. And Logan hasn't taken all the snaps this year where Tommy has taken the bulk of the reps. It's going to be a fascinating matchup just at the two quarterbacks, no doubt.
Millott comes into this one second in the FCS in passing efficiency. But again, can scoot 9.5 yards per carry. As right on cue, on the read, he bounces to the outside and gets about a yard short of the first down marker. A strong run to start for Tommy Millott in the Bobcat offense.
Little read option. Tommy Millott was reading the end man on line of scrimmage, and he squeezed, so Tommy pulled it. An excellent first down gain. The Grizzlies defense are in trouble if that continues on first down.
8-yard rush right there by Tommy Millott. Ty McCullough motions. Now to Julius Davis, right up the gut. And Julius Davis now back to 100%. Had a big second half last week in that win over UC Davis.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you've got a stable of running backs here. You get this guy back in the fold, and it was kind of his, I don't want to call it his coming out party because he was dominant last year, but to get him playing consistently again, the Wisconsin transfer, man, he is special, he is big, he's powerful, he's tough runner.
Yeah, Brent Vegan telling us that he's starting to feel like an athlete again. There's no question about that. New set of downs for the Bobcat offense. And they give it right back to Julius Davis as he gets into plus territory.
Too many yards on first down if you're a Grizzly. If you're a Bobcat, you're thinking, we're gonna start rolling if we could do this on first, gain 8-9 yards every time on first down, Ty.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of 12 personnel here. I mean, right now they shifted to 11 pers. But those two big tight ends do just such a great job of perimeter blocking with the inside and outside zone game. A lot of mid-zone, too. They just run it perfectly, getting those angles, and this big O-line has been nothing short of dominant all season.
Well, Brent Vegan has stressed to us for several years now, it all starts with those big boys up front. Now to Adam Jones. And he'll get enough to move the sticks for Montana State. And Marty, I wanted to ask you, because we highlighted a second ago, this Montana defense, they have shown improvement over the last 5 games. They're only giving up 14 points per game in those last 5, and Bobby Houck saying, you know, it's guys getting back to health-wise. You know, they're making plays, they're getting pressure on the quarterback, and that hasn't really been the case so far very early on against that Montana State offense.
Yeah, that's true. That was a nice tackle by Hayden Harris. However, the Bobcats get another first down. First pass of the game.
Millott looks to throw and batted down as the pocket was collapsing all around him. As now we'll take a look at our Tableau impact players. As the Bobcats have 2nd and 10, and Ty, you got a couple guys from right here in Bozeman, Montana, making big plays for the Bobcats.
Yeah, Ben, sorry to interrupt you. I mean, neither of these guys are captains. That being said, they've been in the program their entire career. You're right. They're both from Bozeman, Montana. They're both starters there, with McKade O'Reilly being the starting middle linebacker and the starting tight end, and Ryan Lonergan. It's special to watch these guys, and what a big day this is for them.
And Marty, I mean, look, we can talk more and more and more about Junior Bergen and just the impact he's had for special teams and offense for the Griz this year. And really the last couple of years, as Julius Davis again gets the carry and gets to the 40.
Bergen can be in the return game, punt return, kick return. He can also beat you in the slot, especially down in the red zone. What a great weapon for the Grizzlies. Tyrrell, he can run sideline to sideline, the Grizzlies' leading tackler.
Yeah, you just saw him right there, Ryan Tyrrell out of Loyola High School in Missoula.
There's Jace Klusewicz leading the Big Sky in interceptions. Back healthy and available, big key for Montana's secondary.
Yeah, the defending Big Sky Defensive Player of the Week with a pair of huge interceptions deep in the red zone last week in that win against Portland State. 3rd down and 5 for the Bobcat offense. Yep, and movement up front. We'll see who this is called on.
Well, a lot of finger pointing right now. You can see big Marcus Weir right there. You know, as soon as that
offside, 99 defense, 5-yard penalty, results in first down.
I was going to say Patrick Hayden definitely looked like he jumped first.
Yeah, big Pat Hayden, the senior, knows. I don't know if we're getting a replay of it or not. They went into an unbalanced formation, meaning they had 4 to the field. Looks like Tommy got him, maybe with just a little hard count, or maybe the crowd's playing doing their part so far.
Yeah, Pat Hayden got in the neutral zone, and the offensive line for the Bobcats moved and tapped them, easy 5 yards at the top of scoring range for the Bobcats.
Jones and Davis now in the backfield with Tommy Malott. New set of downs after the offsides. Tommy Malott again on the keeper. And wrapped up by a pair of Griz short of the 35-yard line. As we take a look now at our Stockman weather report, and couldn't have asked for a better day for the 123rd edition of the Brawl of the Wild. Little windy out there, 51 degrees, but again, as long as the sun's out, it's cold to an extent. I mean, this is tremendous football weather.
Ty, that's the first time the Montana defense has held the Bobcats on first down under about 8 or 9 yards, isn't it?
I was just going to say, I thought it was a great gang tackle there by Ryan Tyrrell, who we've already called, and Jace Klusewicz, your guy talking about in the pregame. Nice. They're going to have to gang tackle these guys all day. It's a good running attack.
Malott trying to get to the perimeter, shakes loose a defender, and passed out of bounds, but there is a flag thrown back at the 39.
The Grizzlies lost leverage outside. It may very well be an offensive hold, but what a nice block by Jones out on the perimeter to get Tommy Malott a little extra yards. It looks like it's coming back, Ben.
Yeah, that's something, just watching that Portland State game last week, Coach, there's an old adage, you don't have a defense if you don't have an edge. And this Montana Grizzly defense has got to know where their leverage is. They're force players. Use the best tackler in the history of the game, the sideline, but you have to have an edge.
And what a break for the Grizzlies of Montana. If they can stop them here, get their offense on the field, momentum may shift just a little bit in Bozeman today.
Right up the gut, Julius Davis almost got tripped up and past the original line of scrimmage to bring up 3rd down.
Huge 3rd down, both for the Bobcats offense and the Grizzlies defense, right at the top of scoring range. This would be about a 51-yard field goal if no more yards were gained.
Well, 3rd down defense, Marty, by this Griz defense was a huge factor in last year's blowout win in Missoula, so they look to replicate that here in 2024. But Montana State has been solid in this regard. 56% on 3rd downs this season, 3rd and 7. Malott on the slant finds Ty McCullough. And this is going to be close. He's going to get enough for the 1st down.
Boy, that was a quick spot. Initially up here at least, it looked like he was just a scoot short.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah. That being said, high percentage throw here, good clean window.
Malott has transformed himself into not just a runner, he's an excellent pocket passer. He can also get on the move, right or left, and throw the ball accurately.
Handoff going to Adam Jones. Trying to break away from a couple Griz defenders.
Well, in that initial contact, we've already called his name, Big 99, Pat Hayden. Initially, he gets into the backfield and forces the ball to bubble a little bit. That being said, they got to be good sure-handed tacklers. Almost got away with a face mask there.
Jones had 6 or 8 extra yards after contact on that play to bring up a 2nd and about 3.
The give again to Jones. Weaving his way through, and another 1st down for Adam Jones.
Too many gaping holes. Too many gaping holes in the Griz. Defensive front 8, front 7. Nice run again by Jones. What great vision he has, Ty.
No question. You can see that front side, which became the backside guard there. Marcus Weir just getting enough of them. They got to be careful now. You got to let him go. But there was that crease there, and Adam Jones, coach, young man out of Missoula Sentinel there. He's had an unbelievable freshman year on the Jerry Rice watch list.
Averages over 7 yards per carry, which is 4th in the FCS, just adding to how dominant that run game is for Montana State. On the play fake, Malott able to buy time, trying to turn the corner and pushed out of bounds.
Great play by Malott. There's his escapability showing. Wilson was deep in the backfield. You can see Malott there escaping. What great hustle by Hayden Harris to stop a touchdown by Malott. The Bobcats are set up with a 2nd and 6 from the 6, Ben.
Yeah, you can see right there, though, that's what I'm talking about. These open field tacklers, Jace Kluchwich is a good player. He's got to make that tackle so that his, those D linemen, that was great hustle by Henry Noose, the big junior out of Glacier High School up in Glacier, or up in Kalispell, I apologize.
Now Julius Davis. And maybe the gain of 1 there as Hayden Harris brought him down.
Hayden Harris is having a heck of a game, even though the Bobcats have marched down the field. What a huge 3rd down play here, Ty. First drive, if the Bobcats can pump it in, they've got the momentum. If the Griz can keep them to a field goal, they may have just a little bit of momentum.
No question, and you were just talking about Hayden Harris, the UCLA transfer. Boy, I like this kid. I know you've got to watch him a whole lot more than me. 7.5 sacks coming into the game. I mean, the kid has been incredible.
No doubt long and athletic for that Griz defense. 3rd down and 4 for Montana State. Malott keeps it himself, and he trots into the end zone. Tommy Malott gets things going for the Bobcats.
Untouched on 3rd and 6 from the 6. What a great job by the Bobcats offensive line.
It's trickery, coach, and obviously you're a great offensive mind. They've got an unbalanced formation, 4 to the field. It almost looked like a quarterback draw, like give just a quick illusion that we're going to throw a quick red zone beater type route and let Tommy do his thing with his feet.
And the PAT good from Miles Sandstead. The 11th rushing touchdown this season for Tommy Malott. And again, just finding ways to get it done with his feet here in 2024. Bobcats score on their first drive of the game.
Today's game is sponsored by Montana State University, Mountains and Mines, Town Pump, Pump It Up, Stockman Bank, Montana's brand of banking, your Montana Chevy dealers, and the University of Montana. Our mission is Montana.
Again, they've been battling it out between the Griz and the Bobcats going all the way back to 1897, not only here in Bozeman, not only in Missoula, but you go back to those days when they played on a neutral site out in Butte, Montana, and a successful first drive for Montana State, almost 9 minutes off the clock and really doing what they do best, getting it done on the ground, averaging 6 yards per carry on that opening drive.
Now the ball fell off the tee for Montana State kicking unit. The Griz have Bergen back there. Most teams will not kick it to Bergen because he's so spectacular in the return game. Montana State will likely try to drill this out of the end zone.
Well, this is the guy to try to do that with Brendan Hall, as again, he'll deliver another touchback. As the Montana offense will come on the field for the first time today when we come back to Bozeman. Well, definitely no shortage of players on both sides who can get it done on the ground for Montana. Eli Gilman just continuing to find ways to rack up yards and tear up the turf. He's been impressive for that Griz offense, Marty.
Yeah, big, strong, fast, excellent jump cut. He's got a bunch of yards, 921 yards, 12 touchdowns. This guy's big, fast, physical, and elusive. He's got to have a big day for the Griz to get the job done. Now Oswald's in the backfield to start the game here.
The play fake as Fife just barely gets rid of it, as Miles Jackson just came barreling down on him.
The nickel out of Portland, Oregon. That was a great call by Bobby Daly, understanding the hash, probably, you know, through film evaluation, little play action pass. Nice job redirecting by Miles Jackson, affecting the quarterback. You don't always have to get those sacks and TFLs, but how do you affect the quarterback? Nice play by him.
Blitzed right into Montana's movement play. Great job by the Bobcat defense to start the ball game.
Osmo still in there for Montana as they dump it out to him. Osmo plows forward for a couple of yards. Now bring up a third down for the Griz offense.
Yeah, Evan Schaefer was in the route, then became a blocker. Could have done a better job over there on the right sideline, and that may have spurred Osmo for a few more yards. You can see it right there.
Yeah, nice job by Seaman Woodard, the senior corner, getting off that block, and then his buddy Ryland Iron Ort second in on the tackle, getting him to a 3rd and 7-ish, 3rd and 8.
Again, in these games, third down so crucial. And a nice find over the middle. Junior Bergen hauling it in, and he gets the Griz.
Bergen can beat you in the slot, up and down the field. He can also get you in return. Nice catch, right before the hit. Here he is running a quick slant. Nice read by Fife, nice first down pickup. Talk about momentum. That could be big as the game goes on.
Gilman now comes into the backfield. 1st and 10, the pitch out to Gilman. Gilman looking for a window and nowhere to go.
Well, it's a nice job. He doesn't necessarily make the play, but it's a great job by the senior middle linebacker, McCade O'Reilly. Again, I already said about the edge of a defense. You can see number 43 coming inside out right here, right there. He just sets enough of that edge to bring the rest of his homies in that Bobcat defense. Good play by him. He can't lose leverage there. Nice job.
Great job with leverage.
Does pick up a yard there. 2nd and 9. Out of the pistol, Fife. Good protection. They swing it again into the flat to Gilman. And pushed out of bounds. And another third down coming for the Montana Griz.
Another huge third down attempt coming up for the Montana Griz offense. It'll be about 3rd and 3. And as you know, Ty and Ben, the Grizzlies play Osmo, they play Gilman almost equally. Osmo is more of a tackle-to-tackle type of runner that has excellent speed. Gilman, home run type of fella, but also very physical inside the tackles.
Neil Daly kind of shaken up there for Montana State. He'll come out, and Montana with a 3rd down and 4, already successful on this first drive on 3rd down. Empty backfield for Fife, 5 wide. Quick pass again over the middle. And was it picked off? Incomplete. Drew Polidor almost had another INT.
I think it was more of a vision thing because that hit him right in the hand, but it was a little murky in there, Ben. You're going to see it from this angle. And this is where Montana State, you know, everybody talks about the Cat offense. They're 67% successful on 3rd down. And sure enough, right there on a 3rd and 3, nice coverage. Bring out the punt team.
And the big thing too today, we'll see a pair of electric punt returners as we start with Taco Dowler. Had that big punt return for 6 last week against UC Davis. 79 yards. As here he'll just let it bounce. And it will take a favorable Montana roll.
Great
12-yard line. Yeah, awesome punt right there.
Nice job flipping the field. That as a defender, that's the best thing you can have right there.
7-0 in the first quarter in the 123rd edition of the Brawl of the Wild.
Today's game is sponsored by your Montana Chevy dealers.
Well, Ty, no question, when you have the #1 offense in all the FCS, it all starts with the guy taking snaps in Tommy Millott.
Well, and you're going to see just from that first drive, the Swiss Army knife that Tommy is with both his legs, his arm, his decision-making. Again, nice pocket right there by his offensive line, but you can just see, I mean, man, you let this guy out of the pocket, he's flat dangerous. And right there on the touchdown, that was quarterback draw all the way when you watch the wide receivers, and he went in untouched.
on the first play of this drive and swallowed up in the backfield. That Montana D-line swarming over Julius Davis.
Yeah, that was Pat Hayden getting a little penetration. First down play, negative play by the Grizzlies defense. The Grizzlies have to recapture a little momentum here and getting a stop backed up for Montana State. Getting them stopped may bode well for the future of this ball game.
I was just going to say, Coach, your punter flips the field for you, gets it down with inside your own 10 there. If they can come up with a stop here, you know you're going to get the ball back at about your own 50. It'd be a great thing for the Grizzlies.
Exactly.
Back to Julius Davis again, to the 15. Yeah, because when you look at that Griz defense, I mean, I go back to a couple weeks ago. I mean, Riley Wilson said, you know, we want to be frantic to the ball, and you see Julius Davis right there now being hobbled up.
That'd be a big loss for the Bobcats because he's such a physical runner. You can see there, got laid on his right leg just a little bit. Could be a lower leg type of injury.
Yep, grabbing that right knee. Again, a guy who's worked so hard to get back into the rotation just a couple weeks ago. And now a 3rd down and 7. Yeah, we got movement all over the place.
Well, the Griz were moving, the Bobcats were moving. I'm excited to see how, I believe they're going to call it on the Bobcats.
Yeah, Tommy initially thought he had a free play and wanted to run it because he was just going to throw it downfield on a free play.
False start. 78. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
I think they got the number wrong.
That's what I was going to say.
Because they don't play with the 78. It's either big Marcus Weir there, whatever. False start.
It's either Marcus Weir, Connor Moore,
right?
Who knows?
Yeah, but positive for the Griz to get them to 3rd, and now it looks like 12.
Empty set for Malott on 3rd and 12. Got to go to the air here. Good protection. In and out of the hands, incomplete. Now bring up 4th down, intended for Ty McCullough.
Now the Griz ran a little fire zone type scheme up front and played 3 deep. So they had everybody covered up, man technique and underneath. Excellent job by Cooper and Timmy Houck over there, the co-defensive coordinators. They got a big time stop early in this ball game to kind of stymie the momentum that the Bobcats initially had.
Yeah, just a little off-target throw, a little high for Ty McCullough. That being said, Coach, you and I were just talking about it. They should get the ball, the Grizzlies that is, right around their own 50, about the 46.
And it takes a favorable Griz bounce right there. And Ty, you kind of nailed it right there. The Griz defense holding Montana State deep in their territory, and decent field position now for the Griz to come back on the field offensively.
Well, absolutely. You and I were talking about it pregame. Anytime they get a score, whether it's 3 or 6, Brendan Hall, 90-some% of the time is going to kick it out, meaning the offense is starting on the 25. You get a defensive stop, and you can start anywhere around the midfield point. That's a big thing, especially in Bobcat Stadium, where these guys haven't lost a regular season home game, Coach, since 2019.
Yeah, I thought coming into this game, this quarterback, Logan Fife, he would have to at some point in the game get hot and stay hot. Let's see if Fife can get hot right here with good field position.
And starts good right there. On the slant goes to Keelan White as we go down to Kyle Hansen.
Yeah, guys, obviously one of the coolest storylines of this game is the Montana natives who get a chance to suit up or be a part of these programs for this rivalry game. So as far as numbers go, 96 Treasure State products between these two teams, 49 at Montana, 47 at Montana State. And of course, Bozeman, Missoula, Billings, the most represented places, Missoula Sentinel, Bozeman High, the schools with the most players. But how about those small schools? Red Lodge, Savage, Brockton, Millstone. Shout out to all of our small town folks tuning in and watching out and watching their guys on the field. Guys?
Yeah, no question, Kyle. Even those small towns got to represent in this big game. On the handoff, Nick Osmo, he finds space, mazes his way through, and ripped down short of the 30, brought down by Rylan Ort. And a little jawing between Osmo and Ort. It's a rivalry game, that's for sure.
Well, I'll tell you what it is here. It's boundary pressure. They're bringing the boundary corner, and Fife recognizes it early, and they did a great job. The Grizzly offensive line, all you need is one crease when you're bringing pressure like that. You can see Powderell coming off the edge, little missed tackle. Rylan Ort's got to make it. Anytime your post safety, though, is making that tackle, that's not a good thing.
Back to Osmo again, right up the gut. There's a flag thrown in the backfield.
Flag comes out immediately. It's in the area typically of an offensive hold, which will put.
Personal foul.
Oh.
Block below the waist. 88 offense. 15-yard penalty. Repeat. First down.
Okay, Ty, that block used to be legal.
Right.
Now it's illegal. He went down and cut the man onto inside of him, and you can't do that anymore.
Interesting call for a tight end. I would love to. I don't know if we're going to get a replay or not. I mean, obviously you've got to be engaged high, and then an offensive player's got to go low. And he's kind of looking at it like, what the heck did I do? Little palms up, like, really? And that's the end of the quarter, guys.
Yep, that will end quarter number 1. Eric Barker not happy about that call. But a 7-0 lead for number 2 Montana State over number 9 Montana. We're just getting rolling here in Bozeman. Quarter number 2 coming up when we come back. Second quarter about to get underway here in the Brawl of the Wild as we go back to that penalty called on Eric Barker.
Well, you can see the block right there, and what they say is you have to be within 10 and 2, meaning you got to get your head vertical, but you know, when it's outside the tackle box and he got just enough of that outside leg is where they called it.
Huge penalty, backs him up 15 yards.
Initially, I was kind of questioning the call, coach, myself, but then you watch it, slow-mo.
Nice
Pitch
play.
to Xavier Harris, and he has daylight down the fringe, and Harris pushed out of bounds.
Little misdirection, taking advantage of the Bobcats being overly aggressive. Watch it right here. Everything says we're going right. Oh no, we're going back to the left. What a call by Brett Peace, offensive coordinator. And that's just, it gets them to about a 2nd and 4 here.
Nice perimeter blocking by the wide receivers. You know, these two offenses, as a wide receiver, you're not always involved. You are asked to block, and when you're asked to do it, you better do it in a good job, and they got a nice run gain out of it.
21 yards for Harris. Now to Gilman. Trying to bounce to the outside, hurls a defender to the 25.
Well, initially, the force player did lose leverage. Heck of a job by senior captain out of Missoula, Montana, Rylan Iron Ort, bringing up a pretty big 3rd and mid here, coach. I mean, it's not an easy field goal if they don't get it, because, you know, I know what our weather report said with 51 degrees. That wind can swirl down there. It's not easy always to kick field goals in this stadium.
Yeah, that last play was a read option. He's either giving it to Gilman around the edge, or he's keeping it on quarterback power.
And whistles before the snap.
Tight ends are having a tough series because this is false start on the backup, Evan Schaefer.
Now the crowd noise is coming into play down there.
84 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Yep, Evan Schaefer called. Well, fans, you've heard it all season. Let's do it one more time. Want to be featured on today's broadcast? Make sure to share your super fan photos with us, and you might see yourself on the screen. You can send it to fanzone@scripps.com. You can also use the hashtag MMAFanzone, and we'll share some of our picks coming up later on here in the second quarter. So now a 3rd down and 9, a crucial 5-yard penalty for Montana. Pressure coming, Fife just gets rid of it, incomplete as he overshoots Aaron Fonts.
Zero pressure, coach. They're bringing the house. You're going to see both safety. They're bringing the safety. They're bringing the linebacker. You can watch it, and it's a good read by Fife. He knows he's got to get it out in a hurry. Just overthrows his man.
Double gut, 0 blitz, 1-on-1 down the field. Good call, good read. Just overthrown because of why. Bump and run, and he influenced Fonts' release.
47-yarder for Ty Morrison.
Got it.
Right through the uprights. Now 5 of 7 from inside the 40 as he gets the Griz on the board. 7-3 lead here in the second here in Bozeman.
Today's game is sponsored by Town Pump.
Well, what a way to celebrate a birthday, watching the Brawl of the Wild, the biggest game in the state of Montana. And again, just a tremendous crowd every single year. Doesn't matter whether it's in Bozeman or out in Missoula. I mean, just a tremendous atmosphere. As after the 47-yarder from Ty Morrison, Grant Glasgow will kick it away for the Griz.
Big kick right there, Ben. I mean, 47 yards with some wind. Nice little drive by the Griz offense, getting points on the board. We got a ball game, Coach.
Yeah, we got a ball game.
They avoid kicking it to Adam Jones, and instead goes right into the hands of Ryan Schlepp. As we go down to Grace Lawrence, who's on the Bobcats sideline.
Yeah, Ben. Well, today was also senior day for the Bobcats. 24 seniors were honored earlier today, and 13 have spent their entire career here. The graduation years from high school vary from 2018 to 2021. The hometown players, the Bozeman natives in the class, include Ryan Lonergan, McCade O'Reilly, and Justice Perkins. Also transfers who have made an impact in their second year, like Ty McCullough, Julius Davis, and John Johnson, Ben.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 40, Montana. His first. First down.
Brian Simpson with the unsportsmanlike conduct.
Did they say number 4?
That's what I thought it said.
It's funny because Ryan is from right here in Bozeman, Montana. The old senior out of Bozeman High. He's a Hawk. Backup wide receiver. Getting a little chippy, I guess, in his hometown.
Yeah, going off of what Grace said, I mean, earlier this week, Brody Grebe said, talking about him in the senior class, are you going to bring the program to another level? Leave it better than what you found it. And that's exactly what this senior class has done. 43-8 in their 4 years here at Montana State. Adam Jones on the carry, and no gain there.
Well, I'll say this, okay? Just seeing Julius Davis go out and grabbing his knee. We haven't seen Scott Trey Humphrey yet, who you and I saw get dinged up down in Davis last week. That stable of running backs, and it's about as good as it gets in this league in terms of depth. Old Adam Jones, the freshman out of Missoula, Montana, might be called on a lot today to carry the workload here.
Well, it's interesting because Brent Vegan said earlier this week that Scott Trey Humphrey did participate in practice this week. 2nd and 10. Back to Adam Jones. And picks up a gain of 3 there. 3rd down.
Nice job by Hayden Harris once again on the Montana Griz defense. The Griz defense is standing up here after that kickoff return and penalty where the Bobcats got it on the 50-yard line. Huge 3rd down attempt here for the Bobcats.
Yeah, against this cat rush game, Coach. I mean, if you don't stop the run, you're going to have a long day, and they're doing a nice job of doing it so far. They did an excellent job in the big win last year in Missoula.
On the sweep, Adam Jones looking for a hole, and he'll get another 1st down for Montana State. Adam Jones getting the carries here.
Little jet sweep to Adam Jones. Tommy's not reading that. He's giving it excellent perimeter blocking. He makes a defender miss to pick up a huge 1st down for the Bobcats.
I tell you what, you can't really see it, but gosh, I love the way 42 Riley Wilson plays the game, man. That dude is all over the field. Some of his best stuff in my mind, Coach, who gets to watch this every week, his backside pursuit is incredible.
Yeah, he's one that can wreak havoc in an opponent's backfield.
Well, there's Scott Trey Humphrey. He gets his 1st carry of the afternoon. He gets a pickup of 2.
Scott Trey Humphrey with the run. He runs into number 44.
All right, so let me see if I can ID him. I know he was on the back side of this play. I think he's right in here. Let me see it. There he is. Nope. This should be him right there. But if you watch this game, I mean, it just truly, as you evaluate, and you see these all 22s, 42, Riley Wilson, the junior Hawaii transfer, coming in the game with 67 tackles, man.
Preseason Big Sky Conference Defensive Player of the Year. Nicked up early in the year, playing fantastic now.
Humphrey leaves the backfield. Tipped up in the air, incomplete, almost picked off by Riley Wilson, and he is just absolutely shaken up because he had open daylight if he caught that.
Coach and I need to quit giving him so much sugar. I don't know if he's ever going to get an easier pick than this. That thing, and there's nothing that's stopping him except the goal line down there in the Sonny Holland end zone. Yeah, he knows it.
Tommy Millott was trying to throw a slant. He's got to know where the flat defender is. There he is. He's got speed, and he likes to hit opponents.
And now 3rd down and 8. Millott to the air, good protection. He wants it all, and hold in, touchdown, Montana State. Rohan Jones, big playability, and continues. as he hauls it in.
Oh, Canada, Ben, the young man that hails from Montreal via the University of Maine Black Bears. My goodness, has he been an addition for this Bobcat offense. Perfectly thrown ball by Tommy Malott.
Wow, throw by Malott here. Hitch, a little hitch, and he puts it just beautifully over the top of Jones. Watch it again. 1, 2, 3, hitch, hitch. Drives the ball. You want to get the ball up and down. Beautiful pass.
14-3, Montana State. Again, they can tear up the turf, but Tommy Malott can let it fly as well. Touchdown pass, number 22 this season for Malott as he finds Rohan Jones.
Today's game is sponsored by Montana State University, Mountains and Mines, Town Pump, Pump It Up, Stockman Bank, Montana's brand of banking, your Montana Chevy dealers, and the University of Montana. Our mission is Montana.
Well, a time lapse of a drive from Missoula here to Bozeman, about 3 hours, 200 miles through the beautiful state of Montana. And just two beautiful cities here in the state with Missoula as well as Bozeman. As after the 35-yard touchdown reception by Rohan Jones, Brendan Hall boots it out of the end zone. And we go back, Ty, to that 35-yard touchdown pass to Rohan Jones.
Yeah, you're going to see Rohan Jones right down here, okay, and you're going to see this post safety, Ben, all right, and if we run it here, he really leans back towards the backside boundary as opposed to coming and helping his buddy. You know, he's playing outside technique, thinking he's got post safety help. Again, great throw by Tommy, great catch by Rohan Jones, touchdown Bobcats.
Tommy had a little three-step look off as well, so he kept Jackson Lee over to his right side. That's why he wanted to drive the ball.
On the first play, nice slant pattern right there to Keelan White. And good to see him back after missing the game against Portland State last week. You go back to that last drive for Montana, able to put points up on the board and getting it done on the ground thanks to Nick Osmo.
Yeah, you know, I've watched Osmo's whole career, Coach. I've always loved the way he plays, man. I mean, just seems like a tough kid, physical runner. You know, not always the dude, but when he gets his turns, he usually turns them into pretty dang good things.
Up the gut, Eli Gilman to the 40.
Yeah, I agree with Osmo. Physical, tough, great University of Montana runner. I believe he's 5th on the all-time career yards leader list, and that was Gilman getting a couple extra yards after contact. All the great runners tend to get 2 or 3 yards or more after first contact.
Well, that's what Bobby Houck really highlighted about Eli Gilman. He's maturing in the physical nature of that run game. He's finishing runs, not only able to make people miss. Batted up in the air, incomplete.
Well, that was a horrible read by the young man Fife there. It was obvious that the Bobcats were going to be in Tampa 2. That's a cloud corner, and he's trying to throw a hitch to him off of an RPO. He got tricked. He thought that was one-on-one coverage over there, so he pulled the ball instead of handing it and threw it right into cloud coverage. Big third down for the Grizzlies offense.
Good shot of the sophomore right there, Andrew Powdrow, a guy we've talked about all season long. Really stepped it up this year. Young man out of the Woodlands, Texas.
Fife with good protection just swings it out. Eli Gilman looking to make something happen on third down and pushed out of bounds.
More choices. We are Jewelry Design Center, and we want to be your jeweler for life. Come see us in Missoula, on Brooks, across from the Montana Club.
And again, third down so crucial in this game every single year, and right now Montana just 1 of 4 on third downs here in this first half.
What a hit near the sideline by Bryce Grebe. You know, his older brother's the one that can wreck a ball game from that defensive line spot. What a hit by the younger Grebe there.
That one will soar out of bounds.
Neither team wants to punt or kick the ball to Montana State or Montana's great returners. They can wreck a game themselves.
Can't really blame them with Taco Dollar and Junior Bergen. 14-3 lead for number 2 Montana State over number 9 Montana. as the Bobcats looking to increase their lead when we come back.
Welcome back to Bobcat Stadium. Montana State with the 14-3 lead and the ball now coming in this one. Both of these teams have players donning legacy jerseys, and for the Grizzlies, the 37 jersey this year is Trevin Gradney, a Billings West graduate. The first ever player from Billings to wear the jersey was given to it by Missoula native Levi Janicaro before the year started, and Gradney was a preseason All-American. He was All-Big Sky last year on defense, have another big this year, and it's passed down from Montana native to Montana native, who exemplifies the spirit of Montana. Guys?
First play of this drive for Montana State. Adam Jones up the gut and gets a couple yards. Yeah, because when you look at Trevin Gradney, I mean, you'll see it on both sidelines today for both Montana State and Montana. You got kids who are legacies, who their parents, their dads played for the Cats and the Griz, but you also have players like in Trevin Gradney's case, who his dad, you go back to the early 90s, was a defensive lineman for the Cats. And, you know, he said he never felt like his father pushed him to choose the Cats and recruit him. He felt that the Griz were the great opportunity for him, and boy, he's making big plays for them, no question. Back to Adam Jones again.
Yeah, I was just going to say too, Ben, you know, as a guy that got to coach a handful of 37s, it's kind of cool to see it go to a secondary player, a defensive back, because for a long time it had been in the linebacker room or the defensive line room. And, you know, frankly, the guy that started it, Craig Paulson, when he handed down his jersey, he handed it to a safety, a young man by the name of Tim Houck, who's right next to us and the co-defensive coordinator, one of the great players to ever go through the program.
4 or 5 today for the Bobcat offense on 3rd and 4. Malott to the air and incomplete.
Well, Bobcat Nation and Bobcat Stadium doesn't like it. We were just talking about it. I thought that was good, tight coverage by Trevin Gradney. We're going to see it isolated right here. Watch it right here. Yeah, I think Bobcat Stadium, that left hand, they weren't real thrilled with. That being said, no call. Bring out the punt team.
Great stop by the Montana defense. Learman on first down, gang tackle on second down. Nice play by Gradney on 3rd down. Let's see if they try to directional punt away from Bergen again. They kick it to him deep.
Bergen will just let it fly into the end zone.
Boy, that was a booming kick, and we're going to have a little yellow laundry on the field, gentlemen.
3 different flags by 3 different officials are on the field, Ty. So with Bergen back there, you either sky punt it, you directional punt it, or you kick it into the end zone.
52 to the receive team. Ball being forced. Half this is a goal. First down.
Well, I'll say this. We've had issues with the referee microphones all season. That being said, you can tell how windy it is.
Back down to Grace Lawrence.
Yeah, Ben. Well, Brody and Bryce Grebe are from Millstone outside of Billings, and they love to represent small-town Montana on Saturdays. Every summer, they invite whoever from the team wants to come to their ranch back in Millstone for a couple of days to brand the animals, and it's really become a team tradition. Brody says not even a month after the trip, his teammates will be asking him when they can come back out to do it again next summer. Seems like there's no faux Cowboys on this Montana State team, Ben.
No question about that. You talk about tough Cowboys, as Ty likes to say, the Millstone Cowboy.
Well, he's the man that draws all the attention from the opponent's offensive line, tight ends, and fullback type spots.
He's a dude, man. It's a special story, small town, small level of football. Kind of bet on himself there and went out east to choked, which is ironic because that was the head coach at the time. But senior captain, playing alongside his younger brother there as an inside linebacker. He's just a heck of a story, and he's had a heck of a career. And to what coach is saying here, he doesn't have a ton of sacks this year, a ton of great stats, but you know what the coach is saying is he draws so much attention from the opposition's offensive line and chipping tight ends and running backs. He's a dude.
Well, each week they try to find creative ways to get him more tackles for loss and sacks. As the first play of this drive for Montana, Nick Osmo plunging forward. And Marty, we were talking during the break, Montana needed a defensive stop on that drive. They got it. That's a big stop, and now they have a chance to close the gap a little bit here in the second half.
Yes, Ben.
Second
They
quarter, I should say.
just could not go down by 3 scores with 6.5 minutes left in the second quarter here. Unbalanced twice in a row by the Grizzlies offense.
Back to Osmo again. Finds a hole and picks up a first down.
The Griz, Ty, might have found something with this unbalanced look because they went back to back. First time they ran at weak side, second time they ran a tight zone to the strong side, and Greby's on the floor. Watch this replay here. Yeah, you got a couple of pullers. Nice gaping hole for Osmo. Osmo once again gaining extra yards after the contact. That's what Osmo does. Osmo looks to hit some people sometimes. There's Greby right there, Ty. That would be a huge loss for the Bobcats.
Yeah, Marty just nailed it. That's a huge loss for that Bobcat defense as he'll get helped off the field.
Looks like he may be okay right there, Ty.
So right there is where he gets cut, and that's hard. You know, as you're scraping down as a defender, you've got to play low and play those cuts down with your eyes and your hands. That's tough. I mean, I was just calling him a tough dude. He knows he can do everything in his power to get back in this football game. That being said, he's not on the field. That's a huge loss right now.
Play action 5. Incomplete as he underthrows Xavier Harris.
That was a similar play to the first play of the ball game where the Grizzlies moved Fife, and that was a one person. They were just going to throw it in the flat because they had 2 wide receiver blockers in front. You can see them already blocking before the throw had occurred.
No question. I'm excited. I mean, this probably isn't the down and distance to do it, but I'm excited to see if they continue to get back in those tight bunch, unbalanced set, coach. They did have something going there a little bit, and as a defensive player, it's all about aligning and realigning to different formations.
5. That one hauled in by Junior Bergen. And Brody Greby, by the way, is walking off to the locker room for Montana State.
This is a heck of a catch because, boy, this was a low ball by Fife. Yeah, right there. Good, you know, Bergen's special, man. He is a truly special player. He goes down low with the football. He's the only one that's going to be able to catch that, no question.
Johnson did a nice job planning and driving to keep that to a minimal gain there. This is a huge third down, and it looks like about 7 for the Grizzlies offense.
Play clock down to 3. Fife. Pressure coming from behind and goes down. Kenneth Iden, as well as Zach Cruz, bringing him down for the sack.
Iden from Bozeman, Montana. Cruz from Missoula, Montana. They're bringing weak side pressure. Coach Bobby Daly dialed up a beautiful, beautiful pressure. You could see they mugged the inside linebackers, bringing the illusion of pressure. They dropped them out, bring the 2 weak side ends, untouched. Fife just didn't have enough time.
Yeah, it was a sprint right away from the pressure. The Montana O-line on gap, back gap, and did not get it done.
Booming punt. Taco Dowler picks it up and immediately belted. As we go back down to Grace Lawrence.
Yeah, Ben, I asked Vegan about both Kenneth Iden and Zach Cruz earlier this week because they had a great game at Davis as well last week. He said they are relentless in their pursuit, and they've transformed from players who can just pass rush to ones who can play every down. It's been more than just last Saturday and this Saturday that he's seen them break out. And Ty, like you were saying, that Bozeman-Missoula connection. Back up to you guys.
Yeah, 2 sacks apiece for both Cruz, as well as Kenneth Iden last week in that win over UC Davis.
That was a great hit by Ronald Jackson on the punt coverage right there on Taco. Excellent play by Jackson on punt cover.
On the read, Malott trying to turn the corner. And Malott out of bounds.
He almost, Ty, outran the angles by the Grizzlies. Gradney was the last man till the end zone. You can see Malott's speed right there.
Yeah, so I used the old counter to show all 4 back to the field. That being said, that backside corner can only adjust so far because everybody knows how lethal Tommy is to the backside. You saw it right there. I mean, he's almost outrunning a dang cornerback. He is special.
Yeah, he was reading the end man on line of scrimmage there. He squeezed and Tommy pulled it.
A 12-yard run right there by Malott. Averages 9.5 yards per carry. In and out of the hands of Taco Dowler. They tried to go to that tunnel screen.
Well, there's an old adage, Coach, you got to crawl before you walk, and I think Taco had visions of grandeur there by taking that thing north-south before he'd actually caught the football.
Yeah, catch secure, then turn the burners on. Turn and burn once you secure it, but you've got to secure it first. Big second down play here for the Montana State Bobcat offense because they're just on their side of the 50.
Well, you saw the numbers, 42 yards through the air for Tommy Malott, and obviously the majority of them came on that 35-yard TD pass to Rohan Jones. So the run game has been the story today. On the sweep, Ty McCullough dancing to the outside, and Ty McCullough, he'll pick up a first down for the Bobcats.
Yeah, so what they're in here, guys, is just 12 personnel, 1 back, 2 tight ends. They started in the boundary and then shift them back to the field. And that, you know, these guys are well coached. They're well studied up. You see Ty McCullough in that fly motion. You better be adjusting in a hurry because this kid, when he is in the open field, the Colorado State transfer, man, he is special. He's got juice.
Great job by McCullough, trusting his speed, and he just leaned inside, went outside for some extra yards.
They'll actually rule him a yard short. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Yeah, this coaching staff calls McCullough a Ferrari. He's got that speed. Almost tripped, but Adam Jones trying to get every yard he can.
Powerful.
He will move the sticks.
Powerful 3rd and 1 run by Adam Jones from Missoula, Montana.
It was, because he slipped, and for a second there I thought that slip was going to be the end of this play. I thought Ryan Tyrrell, the big senior out of Loyola, I thought it was going to be a great 3rd and short stop. That being said, like Coach just said, Adam Jones has transformed his body in the offseason this year to be a physical back and have a real opportunity to win that Jerry Rice Freshman of the Year award.
And he even said the biggest thing for him during the offseason was putting on 10 pounds and working on his speed. And again, you see the result of it. Play fake, Malott with an eternity. Goes down the sideline, and Taco Dowler all draped up, making the grab again.
Well, this is the thing about Taco, Coach. He had a tough drop last year against the University of Idaho. And man, he wears those emotions on his sleeve. He dropped that one before on the screen. It's probably not going to happen again. He comes back for the ball. Great catch by him, getting it down in that low red.
Great job coming back for the football against the freshman, Loud at cornerback for the Grizzlies. That was just a trap pass, one-on-one throw.
A 36-yard completion as we hit the 2-minute timeout here in Bozeman. Taco Dowler coming down with the grab. All right, time to take a look, I should say, at some of the photos on the MMA Fan Zone. Of course, Montana State out to a historic start. Fans looking for a 12-0 regular season. Of course, you got Griz fans from Jamaica. Well, it's got to be warm down there today. And you got the sideline crew right here at Bobcat Stadium. And, yeah, you know we're going to get some of these today. House divided all the way down in the Lone Star State. I want to thank you for sharing your pictures. We'll have more of them coming up later on in the game as we hit the 2-minute timeout as Montana State at the 11-yard line, 1st and 10. Adam Jones swallowed up by a plethora of Griz defenders.
Adam Jones with a run. Runs into it, Dana Grizzlies.
Nice defense there by the Grizzlies.
Montana, first of the half, 30-second timeout, 30 seconds.
Yeah, Bobby Houck's using his timeout, so when this series ends and he's hoping that they stop him, don't let him have it. Bobcats can still get a first down at the 1. But in any case, he's trying to give his offense just enough time to run a 2-minute drill after this series is over.
Back down to Grace Lawrence.
Yeah, you guys, well, you'll see some photos here in a second. I'm considering today balmy compared to the weather I had to report in on Monday. But Montana has definitely made me tougher. Luckily, MSU could practice in a bubble earlier this week with the winter storm. They were able to transform one of the bubbles to turf across the stadium this year that used to be a campus gym. This for the meantime before the indoor athletic center is completed behind Bobcat Stadium. Vegan says that playing indoors really helps the speed of their drills, Ben.
Yeah, no question about that, Grace. And not only here in Bozeman, you got that new facility also out in Missoula. Just 2 tremendous facilities that, again, when it's blanketed in white snow, I mean, that's got to be a great help to both programs.
Been a long time coming for both programs, guys. I mean, I can tell you, both have aspirations of playing in December and late. And oh, by the way, they can practice and have good practices during spring ball when there's still snow up here in the Treasure State.
On 2nd and 9, Adam Jones again. Not much going there either.
No, that's great defense right there. And I was, you know, I've always liked this kid. I know his old man, Ryder Meyer. I was watching the ball game last week, and he went out with a targeting call. So I was fired up to watch how he reacted and responded, missing that second half of the Portland State game. He's a good young player. He's a kid to me, but he's a dang senior now. 56 tackles coming into the game. I've always been a big fan of Ryder Meyer and his family.
Yeah, Ryder Meyer, great football player. That Gino Leonard, he's got a little Montana Griz history in him. He was in on that play, as well as Terrell, and Terrell's a sideline-to-sideline player.
A lot of family connections, Coach, because you just named number 44. And for those who don't know, Ryan Tyrrell is the nephew of head coach Bobby Houck.
And he's not playing because he's his nephew. He's playing because he's a heck of a player. I will tell you, one of the best, well, the leading tackler for the Montana Grizzlies defense.
89 tackles coming in, and he's part of that COVID class, right? That this is his 6th year. He's put 6 years into working for games just like this.
Montana State, you saw there, really sharing the wealth on the ground. Malott now with his arm, incomplete. Underthrown for Ty McCall at 4th down.
Well, this is a heck of a play by the nickel Jackson Lee, just making Tommy move and get rid of it fast enough. Not a great throw by Tommy, but I think Jackson Lee really affected this play right there, adding on to the play. Nice job by him, Coach.
Great job by Jackson Lee. I've seen Tommy Malott make that throw before he gets hit on many, many occasions. Great stop by the Grizzlies defense to keep this a 2-score game.
If he's allowed to get the ball off quicker, he's got McCullough wide open in the flat. Nice job by Jackson Lee.
From the 27, good for Miles Sandstead. 17-3 as we now go down to Kyle Hansen.
Yeah, guys, as you see, Missoula Sentinel High School pretty much dotted all over this field for both programs in this one. As we mentioned, them and Bozeman High both have 14 representatives combined on these programs. And you look at Adam Jones having a great year with the Bobcats as a freshman, Zach Cruz with a sack, Ryland Ord as a captain. Then you flip it over to the Grizzlies side, and you have TJ Roush out there. Jackson Lee just made a big play. He graduated from Sentinel. Gino Leonard has seen a lot of action there on defense. And so the Spartans from 2020 to 2022 won 25 straight games, including 2 Class AA state championships. And we're starting to see all those guys now make big impacts in this game. Guys?
Yeah, what we hear earlier this year, Ty, Sparty Party, right? Is that what we heard?
Yeah, well, it's a compliment to Coach Oliver over there at Missoula Sentinel. Coach Weshy here in Bozeman running the Hawks program. 2 good coaches, 2 good men putting out a lot of good football players and good young men for both programs.
This kicker, big guy, big leg.
Line drive, a bouncer. Hauled in behind the 5. Past the 20, still dancing. Into the 25, and that's as far.
I don't know. Sorry, Ben. I don't know if we're going to see a replay of this or not. But my goodness, watch Taden Gray here, number 7, right here. Oh, those 2. At first I thought it was just a great shot by him, but I thought they both brought it hard. My goodness, I could hear it and feel it up here, Ben.
Childs and Gray, that wasn't just a boom, that was a kaboom. And nice job by Gray, because if you penetrate on a kickoff coverage, you're wrecking havoc back there and making the ball carrier change direction.
Coach, it was a good call by you in terms of when Bobby Houck used that timeout. They hold him to 3 points, and they still have 1:32 to go.
Hauled in, out of bounds. Nice catch there by Junior Bergen. And you look at the numbers in this first half for Montana's offense. Before that pass, 86 total yards. But going up against the #1 defense in the Big Sky, I mean, just look at the numbers for this Bobcat offense. 4.1 points allowed per game. And here at home, they're dominant. Able to get rid of it just in time. Nick Osmo charging upfield, and a first down for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, that's 4.1 per game in the first half. They just dominated the first half of ball games. Montana's in its 2-minute offense. That was a little curl route, Texas route by Osmo.
Yeah, Montana needs a big drive here. Incomplete, throwing behind his intended receiver in Aaron Fonts.
Yeah, it looked like Fife thought Fonts was going to come back down his stem. Fonts went inside, so the ball sails wide of Fonts there. Fonts has good speed. The Montana State defense understands this, and they're playing them off coverage. They're off about 8-9 yards on Fonts.
Fife with a ton of time, wide open near midfield.
Yeah, that's a young linebacker mistake right there. I'm going to tell you, the Griz offense is going fast, so we may not see this, but young Neil Daly, number 19, he's got to keep getting depth into that window in his zone.
Jalen White with the grab. Nick Osmo in and out of the hands.
Yeah, that ball was on the back hip because of the angle of the defender. That's where Fife wanted to throw the football, and then Osmo's got to flip his hips to catch this football. Now Osmo just on the play before had a great pickup on blitz on a fire zone, and those things get physical inside the A and B gaps. 2nd and 10.
Four wide on 2nd down. Wide open on the near side, Junior Bergen. Didn't get out of bounds, so the clock runs.
Yeah, so the rule is you got to be going forward for the officials to stop the clock. Nice job by Montana State's defense to get them going backwards, so the clock keeps spinning.
Good call by you, coach, and a good shot at running back coach Justin Green, who was a great player for the Griz back when I was there a long time ago.
Fife unloads, incomplete.
Under pressure, threw it up one-on-one to the speedster Fonts and missed just a little bit outside, likely due to the pressure that Fife was feeling. There's a one-on-one, just a straight go route. The best go routes are thrown vertically down the field where you make the receiver stretch his arms out to catch the football without breaking stride, and Fife missed it just a little bit outside.
No doubt, and good coverage there by Andrew Powdrow. I thought it played it beautifully in phase. Like you said, Coach, that ball was thrown in place to only an area where that offensive player was going to be able to get it. Good throw, good catch, just out of bounds.
Montana's second in the Big Sky on 4th downs, and complete in front of Nick Osmo.
Huge 4th down. There's 25 seconds for the Bobcats offense, along with 3 timeouts. They've got a real opportunity here to add some points before halftime expires.
Yeah, and just the kind of game this is, I wouldn't be shocked to see Coach Vegan. Good shot of running back Coach Sam Mix right there, sending the troops out. But yeah, all you need is a couple chunk plays here.
Yeah, Ty, I'll tell you, both coaches, I know that they want to be aggressive in this ball game, especially early in the ball game, and I would expect them to be aggressive here with Tommy Millott with 25 seconds left before half.
Quick strike, far side. And a quick timeout called by Montana State as Ty McCullough makes the grab.
Good planned drive by Gradney to keep the game to a minimum. That was just a slot fade, I believe. Taco Dower one-on-one. Tommy Millott chose to throw a hitch one-on-one against Gradney.
And again, it's been a big season for Montana State. Number 2, a win here, an outright Big Sky title, and clinching the number 2 seed. But that depends what happens right now between North Dakota State and South Dakota. Right now it's a 14-7 lead for South Dakota as they wind down the first half as you look at the top 10 in the FCS.
Yeah, that's a big one, man. I mean, that one's been a kind of a back and forth with South Dakota playing very well. You've got to believe that UC Davis will take care of business in the rivalry game against Sac State, and then obviously you saw Idaho still high in the rankings. And
Millott trying to buy time, and he'll scoot.
What great escapability the great Tommy Millott displays each and every game. Watch him go here. He goes a little front door. There's empty, no backs in the backfield, 5-man protection. Little front door, remains a passer to some extent. The one thing that is always impressive of Tommy Millott when he's moving, he keeps his discipline. Like you said earlier, the man's only thrown 1 interception all year. He takes care of the ball when he's out and about, moving and grooving.
And his one interception, he wishes he had met back more than anything because it wasn't a good throw, and he knew it.
Out to Adam Jones. And he'll get out of bounds with 10 seconds left.
10 seconds left. The Bobcats still have 2 timeouts. You can get at least one play here for a chunk of yards and still have time for the field goal. You may, if it's very, very quick, plays take between 4 and 6 seconds. If you get 2 4-second plays, then you can possibly get 2 plays in this situation.
Clean pocket over the middle, Rohan Jones.
And a quick timeout by Coach Vegan.
Yeah, you better kick this. I guess Coach Vegan's got 2 choices: throw it to the end zone or kick it, and he chooses. It looks like he's choosing to kick the field goal here. This is going to be about a 49-yarder, maybe even a 50, about 49-yarder here.
And Rohan Jones now limping off the field, by the way, now for Montana State.
I'll tell you, that's going to be one of our talking points at half. You've seen Brody Grebe go down. What's the health of Julius Davis? What's the status of Scottre Humphrey? You saw Rohan Jones, who had the big touchdown, kind of.
And not only for this game, but for the playoff run that the Bobcats are expecting to make.
No question.
3rd and final time out of the half. Montana's lost the ability to initiate a coach's challenge. 30 second timeout.
So you hear the wind. This will be a 49-yarder for Miles Sandstead. Like Marty mentioned, that would be a season long. And again, you got to kick it in the crosswind here.
Well, and Sandsted's had a nice year. There's no question about it. I just don't know, no wind at all, if he's got the leg for this, but we'll see, Ben. Coach?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a 49.5 from the right hash mark with the wind swirling down there in the end zone.
It would be a season long for Miles Sandstead. It's got the leg, and it's good. 49 yards for Miles Sandstead.
What a kick to end half. The Bobcats take momentum into halftime. However, remember, the Grizzlies get the football first coming out of half.
And they are known, Marty. We've seen it throughout this year. The Griz are mostly a second-half team.
They start slow for some reason. They did not want to do that this game. That's why you could tell they were trying to be aggressive early in the ballgame. It just didn't happen for them. So down by more than 2 scores, you would expect the Grizzlies to be ultra aggressive to start the second half.
Let's go down to Grace Lawrence again.
All right, Coach, you were able to build a pretty sizable lead going into the half. How do you hope to carry that momentum into the second?
Well, it starts with the defense going out there and doing what they're doing. We're making it hard on them. Offensively, we're not probably running to the clip that we want to, but I like the fact that we got those last couple kicks, and it's 2-story lead now.
Adam Jones' name's getting called on quite a bit. What are you liking from him so far this first half?
Well, Adam's a competitor. He's a really skilled back, and I know we're down a couple guys, but next man up mentality. Adam's the right one for it.
Thank you, Coach. Ben.
A 20-3 lead for number 2 Montana State over number 9 Montana here in the 123rd edition of the Brawl the Wild. The Bobcats looking to bring that trophy back to Bozeman. Halftime coming up from the Gallatin Valley.
Time now for the Scripps Sports Montana Chevy Dealers Halftime Report.
Welcome everybody into the Scripps Halftime Studio on this rivalry Saturday. Scott Breen along with Casey Conlon, and as we head to halftime, the Bobcats in control of this one. That half ended eerily similar to last year's halftime, only flip-flopped. Right. Bobcats went for it near midfield last year on a 4th down, turned the ball over to the Griz, who kicked a field goal as time expired to control that game. Right. Interesting there that Bobby would do the same this year.
And make it a 3-score game this year, as obviously that field goal goes in late. 20-3 looks, better than 17-3 when you talk about that extra score on the scoreboard. All right, we're not obviously the only ones watching this one. We've got plenty of watch parties around the country, including one down in Las Vegas. at the Torrey Pines Pub, Grizzlyville, since the early 90s. We've got Jay Cohn standing by. Jay.
Absolutely. How many years? When Bob Baffert was here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's been like many years.
Here back at the Torrey Pines Pub in Las Vegas, we have good news. The power is back on, but the bad news for Griz fans like John Matt here, it's been 20-3, pretty much dominating performance by the Bobcats. Let's introduce you to John Matt, former Griz captain from the 1960 Grizzly team. John, what do you think of that first half?
Well, you know, we're holding our own, and there's a second half to go.
Montana's a second half team.
But you know, it's kind of interesting. The Cats are like, they're one win away from going undefeated for the first time in history. So as a hated Bobcat, I almost have to have mixed emotions about whether or not we should beat them or what, but we're still going to get in the playoffs.
Now, and you were the captain back in 1960.
Yes, I did. My number is 64.
He's wearing his jersey.
64 years ago.
That's awesome.
I captained the Montana Grizzly football team.
And Montana won that year.
And we beat them really bad. We beat them 10-6.
10-6. Dominating performance, John.
But what was interesting is that I'm a Montana Indian kid from the reservation, and I was the captain of the Grizzly. And the Indian kid from St. Ignatius
was the captain of the Bobcat. John, I gotta go. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Some of the fun happening here at the Torrey Pines Pub. Talk to you after the game, guys. Back to you, Scott.
I don't know if Jay's getting out of there anytime soon. No, there's a lot of stories still to be told. Stay with us. We'll go around the rest of the Big Sky Conference and your FCS scoreboard when we come back.
A 20-3 lead for number 2 Montana State over number 9 Montana as the Bobcats look to bring the Great Divide Trophy back to Bozeman. As we welcome you back upstairs, Ben Creighton, Ty Gregorik, Marty Morningwig, and Ty, I'll begin with you. We've seen just how electric Tommy Mellott has been all season. He's got it done with his legs, and he showed off the arm as well in that first half.
Yeah, and it's not like he's been Superman. I mean, he's only completing 50% of his balls, but right there, you know, design quarterback draw goes untouched. Perfect seam ball here to Rohan Jones. Again, he's got 96 yards in the air, but 1 touchdown pass, 1 running touchdown. He's been Tommy.
And Montana, for you, Marty, a little bit of good, a little bit of bad in that first half.
The good, the bad, and the ugly is they only have 3 points on the board. That's their biggest play from scrimmage. They've got to get some chunk plays, and then they have to start converting some third downs. Or 1 for 6, 0 for 1 on 4th down. They need a big half. They need to catch fire and stay on fire to have a chance to win this thing.
Yeah, you look at that, 116 yards for Montana, 223 for Montana State. That's a big stat there. 1 of 6 on third downs. Second half action from Bozeman coming up when we come back. "30 minutes to decide which team will be hoisting that 306-pound hunk of brass. Montana State looking to bring it back to Bozeman. The Griz looking to keep it in Missoula. As the third quarter is underway, the Griz will get the ball to start quarter number 3, and another touchback delivered by Brendan Hall. And moments ago, Kyle Hansen caught up with Montana head coach Bobby Hauck.
All right, Coach, what kind of give us your thoughts? Offense, defense, special teams, what's worked, what hasn't in that first half?
Yeah, the kicking game's been a little bit of a wash. Defensively, you know, they've chucked it down the field a few times. They've made 2 catches. It's not a high percentage play for them, and we got to live with that. And other than that, we've been pretty good. We're tackling well, and you know, the first drive was a little disappointing. We didn't get off the field, but so be it. I think we're playing pretty well on defense. Offensively, we need to convert some third downs. I like our stuff. We just got to move the chains on third down. So we'll see how it goes. I like our stuff against them. We just need to execute a little bit better and move the chains.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you, Ty. Back to you guys.
For the Bobcats.
Keelan White hauling it in, and yeah, Bobby Hauck really nailed it. 1 of 6 on third downs, and this is something we were talking about during halftime, you guys. I mean, you look at this Montana team, they've really struggled throughout the season, really playing in all 3 phases, something they haven't really done at times this year.
Back to their unbalanced attack.
Eli Gilman past the 35.
Yeah, you know, and I know they've only been limited to X amount of offensive plays. That being said, they've got some of the top skill players in the country in Junior Bergen and Gilman. And, you know, if it's me, I'm trying in a game like this, it don't matter the game, I guess. I'm trying to get my dudes as many touches as possible in a hurry here to begin this third quarter down 17.
But again, speaks to the dominance of the #1 defense in the Big Sky in Montana State. Pressure from behind, and Fife barely gets rid of it as Andrew Powdrell just came charging from behind.
One of two things must happen. Fife get the ball out earlier, or one of the linemen pop out to get the extra rusher off of the left edge.
And you've seen it a lot from Coach Bobby Daly, the defensive coordinator and former Bobcat grade. You know, it's funny, I've been looking over and there's Roger Cooper in the box next to me. I haven't talked enough about him and the kind of person and coach I think he is. But Coach Daly's bringing his secondary players a lot today off the edge and up the middle.
That was just an old school classic slow screen. Now look, on screens, there are no tip balls if you're a quarterback. Why? Because bad stuff happens on tip balls. Fife's got to put this up and over like a free throw. Any gray area, you go up and over. If you've got a lane to throw it, then you dart it. So it's either a dart or a free throw, and Fife failed to get it up and over the defensive lineman's outstretched hands.
Hunter Parsons with the deflection. Third down where they've struggled today. Fife leaving the pocket. He's got open green. Fife into plus territory and tumbles forward. And we talk so much about Fife's arm, but he can get it done with his feet as he picks up a first down.
This is a fantastic job by Logan Fife, guys. I'm not going to lie. When you watch this is poor lane integrity by that front four for the Cat defense. Right there you see the missed tackle by Hunter Parsons. That being said, nice job by Logan. Coach was just saying about 1 and 6, now 2 for 7. They really needed that third down conversion. Fantastic job by the quarterback.
Huge pickup.
25 yards there for Logan Fife and a first down. Again, this is a slow starting Griz team. They really exploded at times in second halves. Off the direct snap, Nick Osmo flips it to Bergen and incomplete, way short of Logan Fife.
Well, that, you know, Coach knows better than myself. You get to that, you know, just to past the midpoint there over the 50, kind of as a defensive player and coach, you're thinking, okay, is this the opportunity for a screen? I thought the Bobcat defense did a good job. There really was nothing there. Good job recognizing the play early and realizing they were going to run a reverse throw.
Great job by Woodard staying home, so there was no possibility of completing the pass to Fife. Bergen just threw that one away.
Yep.
Trips on the far side for the Griz. Second down. To the ground game, Nick Osmo plunges forward.
Osmo with the run.
Yeah, nice job by Osmo. You know, it looks
and
like
now he's down.
Yes, he is. He took a pretty good low shot there by Rylan Ort.
Great job by Ort, fill in the gap. Very close to the line of scrimmage to keep that to a 4-yard gain.
They'll tend to him, and we'll come back to Bozeman after this.
Today's game is sponsored by the University of Montana.
Well, as you see right here, Nick Osmo on this carry. He's going to get hit in that right knee by Rylan Ort. Was down for a minute, but was able to walk off under his own power. A guy who has battled shoulder, ankle, and back injuries and surgeries throughout his career. Thought about hanging up the cleats after last season, decided to come back. Has been an integral part of that Grizzly offense, that 1-2 punch with Eli Gilman. But now a third down and 6 for the Montana offense. Fife to Gilman, but absolutely swarmed, nowhere to go as Neil Daly blankets him to force fourth down.
Yeah, kind of a conservative call in my mind, Coach. I'd love to know your opinion. I mean, it's third and, you know, that 6 range, and you're running screen. Neil Daly, who's a young linebacker out of Billings, West Montana, he sniffs it out all the way, and frankly, the big fella just doesn't have enough juice to go make that block on the perimeter to spring him free.
Yeah, what a great read by the Montana State defense. I'm sure Brent Peace had some good reasons to call that play in that situation. The offensive line has to be nice and flat to gain an angle on that onside linebacker on that play.
Yeah, I would imagine just tendency-wise, Coach Peace saw a lot of middle and boundary pressure on that third and mid-range is why he called it.
And the play clock was running down. They didn't get the snap unless they were able to get a timeout in.
Late game, offense, 5-yard penalty, Still 4th down.
And that might have been just to back them up a little bit, to give them a little extra space.
Yeah, you're saying they may have done that on purpose. It doesn't hurt them in the punt game here. You got Taco back there, probably very low odds of him returning this punt just because of field position.
To be or not to be, gentlemen, do you kick it to Taco or not?
Dowler from the 10. Looking for space, trying to turn the corner, cuts back inside, still on his feet. And past the 20. But again, the Montana State defense living up to their MO this season. As we get another injured Griz down on the field. Just swarming over the Griz offense. Timeout on the field.
Today's game is sponsored by Montana State University, Mountains and Mines, Town Pump, Pump It Up, Stockman Bank, Montana's brand of banking, your Montana Chevy dealers, and the University of Montana. Our mission is Montana.
Well, always some great spots right here in Bozeman, Montana. You got Specs. You also got Crystal, which is personally my favorite, by the way. Some great options here for football fans. As the Montana State offense back on the field, up 20-3. Hand off to Adam Jones. And not much going there for the redshirt freshman.
Yeah, I think it led off with the cat's paw, Ben. I cannot confirm nor deny if I have never been in that establishment, but I've heard it's one of the longer standing joints in town, and pretty good spot. Lots of good spots there. You saw the R-Bar, you saw Matt Brewing.
Well, Cajo was in on that play, the last play, along with Tiero. It looked like Osmo went over, you know, before the last series, and it looks like he's okay. He got some medical attention. Uh-oh.
Adam Jones again on the give. Trying to get the stiff arm in, ripped down by Ryder Meyer.
Boy, the Bobcats, they just took care of that left edge right there, and there was nobody to immediately fill it. Ryder Meyer gets there a little later.
Yeah, and again, I kind of referenced it earlier, guys. I mean, just watching this Griz defense improve, you know, throughout the season. But that being said, it just seems like they've had some edge issues, Coach, that kind of keeps rearing its ugly head a little bit.
Yeah, the Bobcats captured that edge that time and got Jones out there quickly.
Montana State, of course, so dangerous when they get out on the edge and the perimeter. Back to Adam Jones again, continuing to get the rock. And yeah, you mentioned that Griz defense again. They have been improving. 14 points per game over the last 5, but when you go up against the top offense in the nation, that's a big challenge, even though they force them into a 4th down here.
Yeah, no, it's good defense right there. I mean, you saw it. It was stout right from the get-go by that. You know, you can't even call them the front 4, but the front
8.
Yeah. I mean, that box was pretty loaded, and they, you know, Pat Hayden, Hayden Harris, Henry News, Ryan Tiro. You just mentioned Cajo, Jackson Lee, Riley Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson was in on that. He made that last stop to keep a 4th and 1. Vegan chooses to punt to Bergen.
And Bergen will not return this one. Over 9.5 to play here in the 3rd. Montana looking for offense to close the gap.
Today's game is sponsored by Montana State University.
Not much going offensively for both squads to start quarter number 3. As the Griz trail 20-3 early on in this 3rd quarter. 147 total yards for the Grizzly offense. And again, they can explode offensively in the second halves. Down 17 to Western Carolina, 18 against Weber, 10 against Northern Arizona. They swing it out into the flat. Screen game, Junior Bergen gets a couple.
Montana State's just too quick, Ty. They're just too quick. They're reading and reacting on those quick screens.
Yeah, I was just going to say, really nice force and leverage there out by John Johnson, and good inside-out play, sending it back to his teammates. Back-to-back empty formations here. I mean, you can just tell they have to start moving the football. I guess they feel that way right now, that they can do that throwing the ball.
5, time running out, ripped down. Paul Brott, who's been huge in the last couple of games, bringing the wood.
The massive human being out of Billings West, Montana. My goodness, the younger brother of multiple Brotts. Big time play by him, Coacher.
Inside move, it was a TE and the penetrator got there. As an offensive lineman, you have to shut the penetrator off first before you switch off to the defensive player.
You back, like I said, back-to-back empty sets. Defenses are usually going to blitz that, or just rush 3 or 4. They only rush 4, like you said, TE games.
Swinging it out, Junior Bergen looking to make something happen, and this Griz offense just can't get anything going as we don't go down to Grace Lawrence.
Yeah, Ben, well, after that sack, Paul Brott hit his forearm, and that was a tribute to Blake Schmidt, who went down at Idaho State with a torn ACL. That was Blake Schmidt's celebration. He would hit his forearm, which is his Fear God tattoo. Brotherhood on this team is unlike many others, Ben.
Yeah, it's really taken a leadership role when Blake went down on that D-line and is filling in nicely on that Montana State defense.
And you saw a big shot of Coach Vegan there, smiling. He's happy right now, and he's got reason to be.
Taco Dowler getting close to midfield. And now we go down to Kyle Hansen.
Yeah, guys, as we saw, Isaiah Childs was down after a couple plays ago. He just emerged from the locker room with no shoulder pads on, still favoring that right arm. One of the 5 captains for the Montana Grizzlies and a preseason all-purpose player for Montana. That's a big blow, especially with what he does on special teams, guys.
Yeah, definitely a big loss for that Grizzly defense, Kyle. No question about that. And meanwhile, for Montana State, I was going to say, you still haven't seen Julius Davis yet back on the field.
I'll tell you what, just while we're in the same vein, Eric Barker, the big tight end, had a nice tackle on that punt. That being said, I saw him grab his shoulder. I hate seeing these kids getting dinged up in such an awesome special day for them in a huge rivalry.
Adam Jones lunges forward to the 50.
Great play by Terrell. Now look, if you're Montana, what are you doing here? You got more than a lot of frustration going on, right? So hang in there. Hang in there. It only takes one play by your team, maybe a mistake by the opponent, a referee's call, even the bounce of the ball to get you back in this thing. You're only down 17. Hang in, hang in, hang in. Good things might happen.
Oh, no, Coach, we were down at UC Davis last week for about 2.5, 3 quarters. It's a 22-point lead. Next thing you know, it's down to the wire, and you got your heck of a ball game.
Play action, Malott with a ton of time. Looking for options. Once again, we'll use his feet. And we'll just go down at the 45. But that's the evolution of Tommy Malott that we've seen this year. Instead of trying to pick up a couple extra yards and take a hit, he'll just go down.
He's taking care of himself. You know, the Montana State Bobcats are a heck of a team without Tommy Malott. They're a great team with Tommy Malott. It's Tommy's duty to the rest of the fellows on the team to keep himself healthy, if at all possible. And that's what he did right there, Ben.
Interesting 3rd and 2 here. Got to believe it's going to the freshman out of Missoula, Montana, or Tommy himself.
Well, they've run this formation back in the first half. It's Malott straight up the gut. He didn't get it.
That's a nice stop. That's a really, really nice stop by the front and the linebacker core of the Montana Grizzlies, because now this is very much that no man's land tweener area of the field. And I believe Coach Vegan is going to, there's a shot of Julius right there in street clothes, but looks like they're going to go for it on 4th and 1.
Yeah, one of the Bobcat offensive linemen is hurting a little bit, getting up limping. They're going on the ball on a 4th and a long 1, right outside of scoring range.
Well, you want both those guys in right now. Either one of those guys in for how physical they are in the run game. Both Scott Trey Humphrey and Julius Davis in street clothes. So it's all Adam Jones here on 4th and 1, and the rest of this one. Malott on the keeper. He won't get it. Ripped out of bounds. Ryder Meyer was the first man there.
What a play, Ben.
Absolutely.
That might be the play that gets Montana, the Grizzlies, a little little mojo, little momentum.
And who is it but two seniors, two Montana seniors in Ryder Meyer and Trevin Gadney on a huge 4th and 1 right there. Tommy Malott, man, he is special with the ball in his hand. He's special with his legs. Those two said, not right now. Giving our team a chance here, Coach.
Ben hit it on the head. What a play by that man right there. Ryder Meyer from that safety position.
Well, we've seen it the last couple of years. Momentum playing a huge part in this rivalry. And like Marty said, Montana with a big stop looking to carry that momentum to some points here. 1st and 10. The end around. Aaron Fonts turns the corner and runs out of bounds. As we go back to that 4th down stop again from the Griz defense.
So watch these guys inside here.
2nd down and 2 to go.
So it's just split zone. Tommy just elects to be, and then boom, right there. Ryder Meyer triggers and then finished off by Gradney. Nice stop by those guys.
Good read by Malott. Great read and react by the Montana defense, especially Meyer.
Now to Eli Gilman, bouncing to the outside, shakes loose a defender, but brought down behind the line. Just couldn't get to that perimeter.
Initial missed tackle, but my goodness, watch the way the two safeties, who I think are a couple of the better safeties in this league, with Rylan Ort and Drew Polidor. You can see him right back in here. One's dropping down in the box. There comes the inside out angle by Rylan Ort, and then right there, Polidor, boom! Tell you what, those two, man, they've been playing a lot of football.
Who's 3rd down, Ben and Ty? You know, one thing I'm surprised about is Montana has not just thrown the ball down the field quite enough yet today.
2 of 9 on 3rd down today. 5. Throws on the run. And that one hauled in.
Like that.
Nope, incomplete. For a second, it looked like a catch. Coach Sawyer Raccanelli.
Coach hit it on the head, and sure enough, they delivered what the doctor ordered. Raccanelli just couldn't come down with it. Nice throw by Fife, keeping his eyes downfield. And it's so close here.
Well, does he maintain possession all the way?
Well, no. I mean, they initially, they said no, and they're bringing out the punt team. My goodness, though, it just shows you what a game of absolute inches this is, fellas. That could have been, just consecutive 4th down stop by the defense. Then the offense goes and gets one of those very rare and few chunk plays on the day.
Yeah, they just faltered at the chunk plays.
They'll punt it away from Taco Dowler. And hauled in inside the 5.
There we go.
And defense has been the story here in this 3rd quarter for both teams.
Yeah, that was Lawler on that punt, catching the football, putting them inside the 5.
I tell you, both punters, I believe, in my mind, have had great days.
Punters and kickers on side. Yes, all the specialists.
You know, Ben just said both defense. I'll say this: that defense in the blue and gold, holding this outfit to only 3 thus far and 151 yards. A lot to be said by co-coordinators Bobby Daly, Sean Howe, the rest of the defensive staff, and then obviously the ones actually doing it on the field. You can see the last one there by Big Paul Brott.
Well, the big thing for that front 7 for Montana State, they just continue to get pressure on opposing quarterbacks, opposing offenses. They're not going to rack up a whole lot of sacks, but they'll definitely get pressure. Adam Jones, nothing going there.
I tell you, you can see it. As good of a year as Adam Jones has had, when the stable's not all healthy, when they're not all getting their turns and doing what they're doing with Julius Davis and Scott Trey Humphrey and Adam involved, they are not quite the same rushing attack as you're seeing. I mean, the Griz are doing a heck of a job. 146 yards of rushing right now, well into the 3rd, is an outstanding defensive effort. I don't care who it is.
That was another nice play by Wilson for the Montana defense on that 2nd level, that linebacker level.
Deep in their own territory as Ty McCollum motions, 2nd down. Adam Jones with the rock, finds a hole, and there goes Adam Jones. In a foot race, pushed out of bounds. You know, he's from the land of the maroon and silver, but he's tearing it up for the blue and gold.
Unbelievable, relentless hustle play by Jackson Lee, not allowing this to be a touchdown. But I was just talking about Adam and the stable of backs that just don't look like themselves. Next thing you know, all you need is one crease for the Jerry Rice Award candidate, and my goodness, here it is right there.
Jones almost to the out, and like you said, if it wasn't for great hustle out of Lee and Gradney, and taking good angles, the Bobcats would already be in. Now, look at, for any chance for the Grizzlies, they need to stop him here, hold him to a field goal attempt.
Malott under center.
Yeah, just inside zone. Yep, sorry, Ben. 12 personnel, you got balanced hip there. But yeah, I mean, we were just, I was just giving the Griz D some sugar about their run defense thus far, and next thing you know, they allow one to get popped.
Well, that's what the Bobcats do to their opponents, right? At some point, they end up popping several big plays, and that was a huge play from the Missoula Sentinel graduate, Jones.
63 explosive runs this year for Montana State. Yeah, I mean, Marty absolutely nailed it as Malott goes back under center. Adam Jones back in. The give, plunges up the middle, into the blue turf. Adam Jones punches it in.
Same formation, Ben, exact same play. 12 personnel, 2 tight ends in the game, balanced double hip. Just running inside that mid zone here. You can see the good tight shot. Look at his eyes, just following those big, that Don Joy Mafia, man. They pride themselves on that name and what they can do running the football.
TD number 8 on the ground this year for Adam Jones.
Great job by Montana State's offense. You know, I voted, you know, with the production company on most valuable players in the Big Sky, and my 4th vote was for the Montana State offensive line.
I love
That's how good they are.
I love it. Offensive line coach Al Johnson, who's not a small human being himself. So they teach and coach brotherhood and just the connectedness and playing together and all the different calls they make. But then the rest is just on 23, and this is all how it starts right here. Those big gashing plays that you know, this Cat offense has had so many times throughout the year. We've seen it, Ben, and we've called it. You know, a defense can be doing well. Next thing you know, pow! And it just opens up a football game.
Because again, we highlighted just a second ago, you look at the numbers from each game. I mean, we saw that 93-yarder from Adam Jones in that big win at New Mexico, but it's the plethora of runners. 7 rushes for over 50 yards, and you look at the names, Jones, Humphrey, Malott, McCullough. I mean, coming into this one, 6 runs of at least 70 yards, 16 of at least 50, and right now leading 27-3.
Yeah,
looking to bring that hunk of brass back to Bozeman.
Yeah, interesting thing. Jones has 3 of them. Malott has 2, and then 2 other guys have the other 2. Jones and Malott are really, really game-breaking type of speedsters.
Yeah, and when you got a stud back there like Junior Bergen, who can, you know, light the world on fire in the return game, when you've got a 6'9" kicker that boots it out of the end zone or through the uprights every time, just not allowing that young man. And look at the win, man. I'm glad we're in the box today, boys, and no offense to all the fans down there, but this is nice. It's balmy up here.
I'm sorry for Grace and Kyle. I hope they're braving it right now.
We talked about this a little bit before the game, where wind, possible rain, maybe even a little snow flurries towards the end of the game. So as a coach, you really wanted to be up in this game at about this time of the ball game. The Griz have to be aggressive and give their players any opportunity to win the game. Be aggressive, everything you do.
I mean, look at the camera shaking right now. Fife being pursued, escapes and bounces to the outside. Down to Kyle Hansen, who has more on Adam Jones.
Yeah, guys, it's fun covering Adam Jones in his high school career. And kind of a little known fact about him was he was actually a 4-sport athlete. He had a Pac-12 offer to play baseball. And then he was also an under-the-radar hockey player. So he's fast on the rink, he's fast on the grass, as you saw right there. And a big moment from him. And to your point, I hope you guys are staying warm in the box up there, because it's getting a little windy down here.
I was going to say, you're seeing debris flying all over the stadium here in the third quarter. Up the gut, Eli Gilman spins.
Yeah, nice job by Gilman. Nice job by the Montana O-line. And Ben, it is like a mini hurricane here right at this time. It is blowing.
I tell you what, this is going to be a very tight angle that you're not really going to see it. It's a great run by Eli Gilman, but my goodness, that was a fantastic open field tackle by Drew Polidor. You can see Gilman here just, trying to, he's a physical runner. I love the way this kid plays.
Finding a window as we now go to Grace Lawrence.
Yeah, you guys, well, this wind is absolutely insane, but it reminds me of week 0. I was in New Mexico with Montana State. Those winds got up to 70, 80 miles per hour. The benches flipped over. So they're going to have to tap back into that week 0 mindset, Ben.
Yeah, it's a little easier when it's 88 degrees in Albuquerque, though.
Exactly. You beat me to it.
I was going to say, this is a little different for our sideline extraordinaires down there.
It's a little easier for the Bobcats being up 27-3 as well.
Good call, Coacher.
Fife right up the gut and slides for a first down.
The Grizzlies are trying to be aggressive. They're also trying to get Gilman's hands on the ball a little bit. Why? Because he only carried the ball 3 times in the first half. Now, they didn't have many plays to work with there, but they've got to get the ball to their very best players to have a chance of getting this ball game.
Well, they got 1 quarter to do it, Coach, because we're moving into the 4th.
27-3 for number 2 Montana State. Looking to complete an undefeated regular season at 12-0. 4th quarter coming up from Bobcat Stadium. Julius Davis loving it.
Today's game is sponsored by Montana State University, Mountains and Mines, Town Pump, Pump It Up, Stockman Bank, Montana's brand of banking, your Montana Chevy dealers, and the University of Montana. Our mission is Montana.
Got to give the high school kids some love here in the Treasure State Capitol, beating Glacier 34-21 for the state title. And perhaps you're looking at the future of this rivalry game between Montana State and Montana, and the weather just getting absolutely wild as we start the 4th quarter. On the ground on 1st and 10. A 2-yard gain there. And again, good luck to anybody who's anticipating going out after this game, hitting the town, because the snow flurries falling, the wind flying, but they're loving it here at Bobcat Stadium.
Yes. The Bobcats are loving this, up 27-3 with the weather. They're having fun, aren't they, Ty?
Yeah, look at those 2 psychopaths right there. Hey, real quick, though, congratulations to Coach Mahalish and that Capital squad. Nice season by Coach Bennett up at Glacier. Any kind of championship's not easy. Nice job by Capital.
Play action, what a strike to the 30. Hauled in by Keelan White.
Nice throw. It's an RPO, a run pass option by Fife. He chooses to pull it and nail White on a little bang post, a deep slant, some people call it. Now, this weather and the wind will affect the football, especially the downfield throws. Anything over 12, 14 miles an hour, you tend to start thinking about it like that.
Floats it, Aaron Fonts makes the catch on the near side.
Yeah, Fife put handles on that one. You know, all wobbly. Look how bad this weather is. Well, and at least Fife was able to get the football there with some accuracy. Watch the ball. Sliding all over the place, end over end almost. 2nd and about 3, sneak.
Yep, QB keeper, Fife. He'll get enough to move the chains.
Looked like the Montana Grizzly version of the tush push right there, Coacher.
Well, fans, want to ask you to continue sending in your photos to the hashtag MMA Fan Zone. To all of you watching in the comfort of your own home and the warmth. But if you're at Bobcat Stadium, what the heck, send them in anyway. Make sure to send them as well to the fan zone at Scripps.com. We'll highlight some of them coming up later in the fourth quarter. Yeah, movement before the snap.
Everybody moved but the center. Yeah. It was one of those. And then you got to.
Full start. 66 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
You know, they were just at the red zone, right on the 20 and back up to the 25. Look, penalties are so difficult to overcome, especially with this type of weather when the passing game, you understand, is not going to be quite as effective.
Yeah, you talk about insult to injury here. You got big Brandon Casey, the senior out of Sandpoint, Idaho, who jumped just a little early. At least he's the one that got called on. And then big Kenny Iden gave Mr. Fife a little love there at the end that didn't get called, and that's the way it is.
Play fake again.
Double move.
Incomplete, looking for White.
Fife missed him, coach. He had him.
Well, the wind took the ball.
No doubt.
I'll bet you 12, 14, 15 yards from left to right. Watch this. Nice little double move. He had him. And that wind is swirling. It's sleeting. It is blowing right into the Grizzlies and Montana's face right now. And it looks like it is a huge win.
Good shot right there of defensive coordinator, former Bobcat great Bobby Daly.
Daly has to be happy, doesn't he?
That's the second screen, coach, to your point a little bit back there, that's been batted down on a screen play.
Yeah, he threw it right to his chest on that one. I mean, you got to get up and over on screens, up and over. See, he thought he had a little lane there, so he was trying to dart it to Grossman, who's back for the last couple games, you know, and he's a big play type of fella as well. Got to get that thing up and over. You saw the green grass beyond Grossman. So I would say Brent Peace and the offensive staff need to work the old screen drill and individual on Sunday or Monday.
No doubt, and we called his name just before, Kenny Iden on the deflection.
2 of 10 on third downs today. To the ground game. Inside the 20, fourth down.
Referees, one of the officials' hat blew 15 yards left to right there. So the Griz are obviously going to go for this. You know, 3 doesn't do them much good.
Nope,
you know, they're thinking 8 and 8 and 8.
Yes, sir.
3 touchdowns, 3 2-point conversions, and the thing goes into overtime as long as they shut the Bobcats out. That is going to be a big chore for the Grizzlies against this. Here comes double gut again.
5. He's got a man. Aaron Fonts breaks away, going for the pylon, reaching for it, and they're going to rule him just short.
What a throw by 5.
And now Fonts is hurt.
Fonts secured that ball, and it looked like he got in the end zone. The official says no, knee down at about the 1-yard line. Let's take a look at this. What a throw by 5 off balance. Yeah, it looked like his knee was down right there, Ben.
Knee was down, but boy, that was close. It really was close in terms of where the ball potentially could have crossed the plane. Yeah, you're right, he's down. Big time play by 5 though, in this weather, on a big fourth down.
Injuries racking up for both teams here in the fourth.
Community hero of the game, here to present.
Well, Bobby Houck just looking for points here on this drive to try to cut into this deficit. 11 minutes to play here in this fourth quarter, and you see Aaron Fonts, certainly not what you want to see, as he's in absolute pain right there, having to be helped off the field.
I talked to him pregame, and he was ready to rock and roll. That's too bad. It doesn't look good. I hope it's not serious.
Yeah, one of the guys carrying him off there was strength and conditioning coach Dan Ryan, who's the son of Kip Ryan, longtime coach, administrator here in the state of Montana out of Big Timber.
Saw the numbers on the AVA red zone as Gilman leaps in. And Montana finally finds the end zone for the first time today.
Hey, you never know. Ben and Ty, they get this 2-point conversion. You got a 2-score type of game with 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That was a speed break. So they went in the huddle, they rushed up to the line of scrimmage, snapped the football, and ran wide zone and Gilman just stayed right on line. Usually that angle that Gilman takes is 2 yards outside the tight end, and he stayed on that lane. Huge two-point play here.
See the numbers, 3 of 4 on two-point attempts this season. Pressure comes, 5, throws, and a one-handed grab in the end zone. A flag flies, but what a catch there by Sawyer Racanelli.
Racanelli, what a great athlete he is. He's got a little speed. He's got lateral movement ability. He's got some sweet hands.
Pass interference. Defense, number 1. Penalties decline. Extra point is good. Timeout on the field.
Yeah, getting windy as Gilman punches it in. It was just a week ago we saw crazy things. A lot of football to be played.
Today's game is sponsored by Stockman Bank.
13 plays, 75 yards down the field for Montana as they get in the end zone for the first time today, 27-11. As Montana State with the lead here in the fourth quarter. As the flurries, the rain has lightened up a little bit here at Bobcat Stadium, but still a wet one here in this fourth quarter of the 123rd edition of the Brawl of the Wild. As Jared White and looks like Adam Jones are back to return for the Bobcats.
Ball fell off the tee again. The wind has died down, the sleet, the rain has died down, but not a lot. It's still blowing. And I'll tell you what, that fight to Racanelli kept the Griz within a 2-score type of scenario with 11:02 left in the fourth quarter. This will be a key offensive series for the Bobcats, and likewise defensive series for the Griz.
Line drive kick. It will bounce. Hauled in by Ontario Latin Henley. And Henley close to the 30. But it's been a big day for Adam Jones, as this Bobcat offense has really need to rely on him with a couple backs going down for the game.
Well, like Coach and I were talking, I mean, you know, the Griz defense has been doing a great job kind of limiting that Bobcat rushing attack, but then all it takes is that one, and that's what this cat ground and pound can do to you, man. It just wears on you. Next thing you know, you get a crease, it's gone. They get a touchdown out of it. Adam Jones has played a great game, knowing that some of his buddies are no longer available.
Averaging 8 yards per carry as he gets the rock for a gain of 8.
Reitermeyer in on that play again, but it's from the safety position. So, like Ben said, a gain of 8 on first down when the Griz are desperately trying to get the ball back. I mean, they're just playing zero with bump and run on the edges, getting their safeties up in there. Don't be surprised if on a first or second and short, the Bobcats choose to go a play action movement with the great Tommy Malott.
And outside of just explosive plays, that Montana State rushing attack on first downs, that's also what they do well. They get it to 1 or 2 yards before the first down marker. But explosive plays work too, as Adam Jones with another big chunk run.
No read on that play, Ty. He just handed it off to Jones, Malott to Jones in the backfield. And what another great job. You can see the offensive line for the Montana State Bobcats just dominated on the left side of that play. It was just wide zone there.
Yeah, Coach Tyler Walker's been liking this balanced 12 personnel formation. They're just running mid-zone, inside zone, outside zone there. Great perimeter blocking. Nice job by Adam Jones. Again, same formation right here. Now just out of the pistol formation with the tailback set right behind the quarterback.
26-yard scoot for Adam Jones. And dragging a couple of Griz defenders to the 31. Colson Kuhn.
I'll tell you, now just seeing Kuhn in the game, young man out of Sheridan, Wyoming, and on the return, you know, that was the big freshman Henley. I know running back coach Sam Mix sure likes his future. Henley I'm talking about. Again, it's just tough to break into the lineman when you got 3-4 studs in front of you, but this running running back room looks like it's not going anywhere for years to come right now, gang.
Yeah, they got a stable, almost a barn full.
Yes.
I mean, they've got some talent, much like the Grizzlies are deep at the running back spot as well.
McCollum motions. Kuhn spins to the 25.
Those last 2 runs by Kuhn have been impressive, Ty.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Coach, he was Player of the Year in Wyoming. I mean, Ben, just so you know, Ben's never been down into Wyoming, so I keep coaching him up on different places he's got to go. But no, I mean, this kid's a good, tough running back. I mean, nice job getting 12 personnel there to the boundary, both tight ends in that power pair. Good finish there by Ryan Tyrrell. Again, just a little late.
Just down the field.
Yep.
It's just too many yards in the running game if you're the Grizzlies on 1st and 2nd down.
Yeah, again, same formation, pistol here, and they're very much into 4-minute offense right now, just trying to wear it down, take as much time off as they can.
Adam Jones up the middle. You know, Bobcat running attack averaging 7 yards per carry here in this game.
Yeah, that's too many if you're the Grizz defense. It's just right if you're the Bobcat offense. I will tell you, the great Tommy Malott, you mentioned it, Ty, is already in 4 minutes. He snapped that ball with 1 second left on the play clock. He'll likely do the same here. Bobby Houck, after this series, will likely start using his timeouts once the Bobcats get it back on the next series.
Again, and I'm watching it too here. Now you got the power port to the boundary, but to your point, Coach, there's 8 seconds right now. He'll snap it with 1 or 2. He'll do this each time.
Kuhn mazes his way through.
Yeah, Tommy snapped that right about 2 on the shot clock. Man alive, the Bobcats answered. They answered with plays like this to the Montana Grizz scoring their first touchdown of the game. And the Bobcats are looking to make this a 3-score game again with 6:41 left in the 4th.
Yeah, and he takes a heck of a shot there by Kenza Lawler, the Utah transfer, but again, just too many yards before that initial contact, and when it's getting up into your secondary, that's usually not a good thing. You'll see Malott just take the time out right now.
And look, Ty, the Grizz have everybody up there. They're just getting overpowered, even just to a little extent. It looks like 7, 8, 9 yards on every first down play.
Under 6.5 to play in Bozeman. Well, for one final time, fans, let's take a look at your fan photos on the MMA Fan Zone. And again, house divided. Same all the way in Vietnam. How about that? Some Bobcats and Griz, and again, you got to start them young. A lot of divided households. Out in Spokane, Ty Gregorak's neck of the woods, and again, she's got to be happy with this score right now. So again, fans, always appreciate you sending in your photos all season long. And it's right now Montana State deep in Griz territory.
Yeah, that first picture wasn't as house divided. The Bobcat mom with the 2 daughters looks like she's got a heavy influence as to what they're wearing.
Trying to chug forward. Adam Jones.
Looked like Jackson Lee in on that hit initially. The Montana Grizz only hope is stop him here, block a field goal, miss field goal, and then go 8-8 with only 6 minutes left in the 4th.
Let's go back down to Kyle Hansen.
Yeah, guys, quick update. Aaron Fons just went by me on crutches, not putting any weight on his left leg. That obviously came at the end of that touchdown drive for the Grizzlies. So another big loss for him if he's unable to return. Guys?
Well, I'll tell you, he made a great play to get the Grizz down to the 1 on that catch and run.
Malott looking for a window. Inside the 5.
Great hustle by Klusewicz that time to trying to keep Malott, desperately trying to keep Malott out of the end zone.
You can't see it very well, but right out there, yeah, right there, Aiden Garrigan has a really nice perimeter block just to spring another 2, 3, maybe 4 yards there.
And a First down for Montana State.
This Tommy Malot's a special guy, both in the pass and certainly in the run game. Really, really smart, but smart and intelligent athletically as well. He's just got the feel of the game. He's got the instincts.
No question on the Mount Rushmore at Montana State. Adam Jones being a bully again in that running game with the dagger in the end zone.
Adam Jones, big ball game in the Brawl of the Wild.
And how special is it when you're from the backyard? You're from
That's right.
Missoula Sentinel. You're coached and developed by a Montana Grizzly and Coach Dane Oliver, let alone all the other coaches in that building that have Grizzly ties. And then you come over here and you're making a heck of a push for a 12-0 season, a top seed, and potentially the Freshman of the Year Jerry Rice Award winner.
Yeah, this young man, Adam Jones, I know his mom and dad, both are lawyers. My oldest son is at Colorado now. They're in the big ball
Go Buffs. Go
at
Buffs,
Kansas. He tried to recruit this Adam Jones when he was at Columbia. So Adam Jones, smart, tough, physical, lateral movement ability, excellent speed, a football player. And what a game, like you said, to have. This game, especially for the Bobcats, will be discussed and dissected for many, many years. Congratulations, Adam Jones. My point is, Ty, Sky and I, my son, we knew Adam Jones.
You bet.
Big time. Coming out of high school, we went and watched him practice one time in the spring with Dane Oliver.
Yeah, that kid's pretty special. He's got the dang bobblehead going in the stands.
If you get a bobblehead, that means you're like upper tier.
No doubt.
Ball fell off the tee again, Ben. Again. The wind must still be howling. Yep, you can see the flags. They're whipping. That little mini hurricane coming through was something, wasn't it? I mean, I know we don't have hurricanes in the great state of Montana, but it certainly felt like that.
Yeah, it's like a, what do we got?
We need a holder now.
Microburst, yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, so the rule typically is if the ball falls off of it more than once, then you need to put your holder in. And then the holder is the safety. He becomes the safety on the cover team.
Yeah, we got a little house of pain going on right now. They've already brought out the Sweet Caroline. Things are feeling pretty decent if you're a Bobcat fan right now, Coacher.
Junior Bergen will take it out of the end zone. Montana just needs anything, any sort of spark. And Bergen at around the 23, 24.
Yeah, Bergen took that 4 or 5 yards deep in the end zone. So that tells me that the Griz are saying, hey, our best option to score a touchdown is get the ball in Bergen's hands on a kick return. Let's see, Ty, if Fife can run. They should be in 2 minutes the rest of the way. Run a 2-minute offense with a little proficiency and get this thing back to a 2-score game.
A lot of work to do. Fife escapes. He'll take off.
You know, I've been impressed, Ty, with the coverage of the Bobcats secondary, and even that second level, the coverage has been tight. And so I understand how important that is to screw with the timing of the quarterback and his would-be receivers. They've done an excellent job with coverage today.
Five batted in the air, but in and out of the hands of Eli Gilman.
Yeah, you know, and it helps when you got some pressure like that, Coach. That front four does a special job. I was just going to mention, you know, in the offseason, there was some adjustments and some coaching shuffle. New defensive coordinator already on the staff, Bobby Daly. Tyler Walker already on the staff. Now the offensive coordinator, but they brought back Jody Owens, one of the great linebackers here, Coach, who kind of, you know, was coaching at other places and learning and growing, and he's done a great job with that safety core. And then obviously Coach Shepard, who's been on Coach Beacon's staff the entire time. They've done a great job in the back end.
There's some more pressure. The best defensive coverage is pass rush, and the Bobcats of Montana State are getting it done. They were just 5 across in the secondary, and so they're disguising their blitzes and coverages very, very well.
Good shot of Zach Cruz right there. Another Missoula boy. You can see the Bobcat faithful are happy. They're freezing, but they're happy.
Zach Cruz, he was in my quarterback school. He went from defense, he was like Jim Plunkett. He played defensive end in his senior year. He played quarterback and led Missoula Sentinel to a state title.
And Dowler gets drilled after he hauls in.
But he must, I missed it. I was looking down. He never called for a fair catch, but he's going down right there. I know the Bobcat fans don't love it. Good no call though. He caught the football without a fair catch.
Yeah, that was TJ Rouse for the Grizzlies. It's a good no call. Didn't call for a fair catch. His knee went down, and less than a split second later, he got hit. Well, good no call, don't you think?
Just watching your broadcast, Coach, you and I share the same opinion on targeting calls. Ryder Myers last week, that was so split second as the offensive guy's going down, and then you're going to boot a kid on his senior day. Yeah. I got a real issue with that. I hope they reevaluate the rule in the offseason.
Colson Kuhn on the carry with under 4 minutes to play.
Colson Kuhn with red.
Nice job, Gino Leonard, Terrell again. I will tell you, both these teams, they play hard. They play physical. The Griz are behind by 3 scores, and they are playing fast and furious still with 3:30 left in the fourth.
No, it's been a mostly clean game. Not a ton of penalties, 0 turnovers by both sides. Really the tail of the tape is you can see the third downs, 2 of 12 for the Montana Grizzlies. Just, that's not going to win you too many games. And to your point a while ago, Coach, just not enough chunk plays, to move the ball down the field.
Difficult to win games without plus 20 plays. The Bobcats have had their share of them this ball game. Montana has not, and then the third downs are skewed, and the Grizzlies also haven't done well on the fourth downs either. I'm surprised that Coach Hauk is not using his timeouts. If he doesn't use it here, he should use it after this play, start using his timeouts, so he still has the 2-minute timeout left as well.
Third down and 5. Back to Adam Jones.
Look at that.
Getting help from that O-line, picks up a first down.
Hey, Coach, you think I should put on 10, 15 pounds in the offseason and become a dude in this stable or barn, as Coach Morningwig just said? Okay, I'll do it. Sean Heron will work with me, the strength coach, and look at this. Boom, churn. Oh, now my homies from the front 5 come and help me. First down, Bobcats. Now we got the 2-minute timeout.
Yeah, that's a clinic tape for finishing a football play right there.
That O-line so huge for Montana State. 2-minute timeout.
Welcome back into Bobcat Stadium. Bobcats up 34-11 as this fourth quarter winds down. A really great moment. They put in center Justice Perkins, the Bozeman native, on his senior day to take this snap, Ben.
Yeah, you absolutely love to see that. Has been out this entire season nursing an injury, but Ty, we talk about him so much the last couple of years, how huge he is on that O-line at that center spot. Just a great moment here for a guy and a family who embodies being a Bobcat.
No doubt. Son of Josh Perkins, played a lot of ball in his time here, and he's just such a great kid. He's a senior captain, hasn't played it down, wants to get in his last Brawl. You got to love it. And, obviously they're going to have a week off to get some of these dudes, a bunch of these dudes back and healthy, and who knows, man? We might just see a lot more of Justice Perkins moving forward. Look at it. We got a ball game right now in South Dakota.
Yeah, you talk about playoffs next week. North Dakota State trying to hang on and get the #1 overall seed. With Montana State's win, they'll be the #2 seed. And, of course, part of the new format for the playoffs this year, the top 8 seeds get a first-round bye, and you get 16 seeds. And you look at that Montana crew. With a win today, they would have gotten in that top 8, but now they're going to have to play next week.
Yeah. Now to get our best price ever, 600 meg all-fiber internet is only $29.95 a month for 2 years with the first month on us, only from TDS.
But the celebration is beginning here in Bozeman. It'll be the first ever undefeated regular season in program history. Montana State will also win the conference title outright. And just a tremendous campaign here in Bozeman for this Bobcat bunch.
Yeah, the Griz elected not to use their timeouts, and then Coach Vegan said, okay, we'll just go into victory and end the game. Both head coaches wanted to end the game right there. I would have always used my timeouts.
They just dropped the trophy.
They dropped it.
They dropped the trophy in the end zone, but I don't think Montana State's going to care. They're going to bring that 306-pound trophy right back to Bozeman as Montana State will win the outright conference title with a 34-11 win over Montana, and they bring that trophy right back to the Gallatin Valley.
Well, you can see the big offensive lineman. It's kind of become a tradition on both sides of the divide to carry that thing around. And
down to Grace Lawrence, who's with Adam Jones.
Adam, you just dominated the Griz in the 123rd Brawl of the Wild. How did these Bobcats get it done?
Man, it was just a combination of a bunch of dudes just doing their job. We're a process-driven team. We don't get too ahead of ourselves, and we were just focused on going 1-0, as you've heard a lot this season.
Julius and Scott Trey weren't available. You stepped up. How were you able to do what you did today?
Man, it's just the love I have for those guys. Seeing Julius go down like that really hit me in the heart. He looked me in the eyes. He told me to go get mine. Julius, I love you. Man, I'm just doing it for my teammates and for Bobcat Nation.
A historical season so far, 12-0 for the first time ever. You're the outright Big Sky champion, seemingly locking up that top 2 seed for the playoffs. What's going through your head right now?
Just love Bobcats, love the Bobcats, coaches, teammates. I'm just so excited to be a part of this team and to keep it rolling.
You talk about how much these seniors matter to you, how these Montana seniors, that's who you looked up to in high school. To do it for them today, what does that mean?
It means everything. You know, seeing guys like Rylan and Zach, people who I looked up to as an athlete coming from Missoula, and then making my way over here to Bozeman. Nothing means more to me than seeing those dudes succeed. Seeing Rylan get the player of the game, that made my heart, I mean, I don't know, I got a little emotional. Just seeing all the Missoula guys do so well. I'm just excited to keep it going.
Congratulations, Adam. Ben.
Yeah, what a game for Adam Jones, just tearing up the turf, as he's done all season, has helped the Bobcats reclaim that trophy, win the Brawl of the Wild. And in the last couple of years, I mean, again, it's been the home team that has won this game in blowout fashion, and that's a great shot right there. Justice Perkins, you know how emotional he is, how much he loves playing for the Bobcats, just to be able to get into this game late in the fourth quarter. And the celebration will be going on all night here in Bozeman.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty special, guys. I'm not going to lie. I was a part of the last undefeated regular season in the Big Sky, 2009, across the divide in Missoula with Coach Houck and staff. We were 14-0 going into Chattanooga, and it's just, you know, you got something special. They know they've got something special. Adam Jones talked about the 1-0 mentality that's almost, you know, getting tiresome talking about, but they live it. They believe it. They've done such a good job of like keeping themselves in check every week, and you know, the more pressure builds, and Coach Vegan just hasn't allowed that, you know, to get crazy, and we're trying to get better every day. They've done that. They've overcome some injuries, and that's a heck of a feeling, man. I mean, having been a part of a bunch of those and getting to see the boys carry that around. Flip side, the Griz, you know, it sucks. I mean, to use the word as kindly and gently as I can, it sucks. It's a terrible feeling. This is a great rivalry. Like you said, Ben, like Coach, we talked about it. On the West, in college football in general, rivalries are dying out with conference shifts and alignments and teams going here and there. This is truly, if not the greatest, one of the greatest rivalries in all of college football at any level.
And as a player, you're going to discuss this game for decades. If you're a Grizzly, you're not going to talk very much about this game. You're going to talk about the ones that you won. You got to live with the win. You got to live with the loss, with this rivalry. It is at such a high level, discussed all over Montana for many years. Congratulations to the Bobcats, Big Sky champions. Good luck in the playoffs, and then good luck to the Griz in the playoffs. I suspect they'll be in that middle 8, don't you, Ty?
Yeah, I do. I mean, listen, they had some good wins early on against some ranked opponents, and Montana. The name Montana carries a lot of weight. I mean, Montana's going to make their 28th playoff appearance, guys. That's a record. There's no one that's even close. Montana has done. They are one of the best teams in a 24-team playoff field. So I'm excited to see how it all shakes out. Obviously, this team will be the first or second seed, depending on how the committee ranks them. But to be undefeated, to be perfect, to go to FBS New Mexico, who that win looks a lot better now. I mean, they've won 5-6 games now in New Mexico, beat the number 4 UC Davis, and then to beat a top 10 team here against your rival.
Yeah, you talk about that 1-0 mentality, Ty, because we even go back to last year, that loss at Idaho, that loss at Griz last year, losing to NDSU in the playoffs. That's what led to that 1-0 mentality. They don't overlook any opponent. They don't look ahead to any opponent, even going into that UC Davis game. They said, hey, we're not focused on that matchup with the Griz, and obviously that was a big factor in them going undefeated this year.
Yeah, and the Bobcats, like Ty said, they'll be first or second seeded. What does that mean? A bye week and home field advantage throughout the playoffs till the national championship game. For the Griz, it means they're playing next week, likely at home, but they got to go the hard way. Then the second week, they will likely be on the road.
No, you guys said it best. I mean, it's all been said, and both teams are still playing football. That's pretty awesome. Yep. I mean, it's going to be, the end of November for one, and into December for the other. That's what you work for. That's why coaches and players go all around the state over years trying to get those indoor facilities built so they can play football into the winter. I mean, look at it out there, guys. I mean, you want to go have a good practice, and like I mentioned on the broadcast, to go through a good, healthy spring and get good work while you're still getting snow and inclement weather. The indoor facilities at both places are going to be huge, and that's why you build those, so that you can go hopefully make a playoff run, which no question is the expectations up in the Treasure State for both programs.
And I think the Bobcats have a pretty good idea of how they're going to accomplish that with that great running game and Tommy Malot's proficiency passing the football with a defense who gives up very few points. What an opportunity for the Bobcats this year.
No doubt.
Yep, that running attack always lethal. And guys, we've been a part of these broadcasts now for 3 years. It was another great season of calling the Big Sky right here on Scripps Sports. And just a tremendous job once again to everybody in front of the camera, behind the camera. It has been another fun season, as that will do it here from Bobcat Stadium. Once again, the final score, Montana State 34, Montana 11, as the Bobcats are the outright Big Sky champions. Don't forget, a lot more coming up here from Bobcat Stadium. The postgame show coming up. But for now, for Ty Gregorak, Marty Morningwig, Kyle Hansen, Grace Lawrence, and the rest of our always terrific Scripps Sports crew, I'm Ben Creighton saying so long from Bobcat Stadium, where the Great Divide Trophy comes back to Bozeman.